Welcome to Seneca Indians Football, live on kneo.org. This broadcast is a sporting outreach of the KNEO Sports Network. You're now locked into the official pregame show of the Seneca Indians. This is your home for every sack, interception, and touchdown. Now let's join Seth Wilson, Ben Walcott, and Daryl Harbaugh live on location.
Good evening and welcome to Wildcat Stadium here tonight as the 2025 Seneca Indian football season gets underway on the road in Cassville, Missouri. I'm Seth Wilson, going to be joined momentarily by Ben Walcott and Coach Daryl Harbaugh. And we've been waiting for this day 265 days since that last Friday in December where Seneca played that state championship game, and it's here. We've been looking forward to this all winter, all spring, all summer, and now we've got some fall weather that's moved in. It feels like football season. I'm sure the Seneca faithful is ready to go tonight as well. We've had some rain move through the area yesterday. Most of it staying closer to Seneca. Not sure how much Cassville got. Their field looks like it's in great condition down there. I don't know if that'll be too much of a factor because I don't think they got the same rain we did in Seneca. But it's awesome to be back here, 2025 Seneca Indians Week 1. I'm joined by Ben Walcott. And Ben, we've made it to the start of football season once again. What are you looking forward to most from the Seneca Gridiron team this season?
Well, you got to replace some players, so I think that's kind of the most exciting thing is see who steps up. These past couple years, you've had different kids at each level step up, and I think that's kind of what you're looking forward to this year. They obviously have a lot of skill kids back. Daryl is known for knowing about the line. That's the big question mark this year, just like it was 2 years ago. Who's going to gel together for them? Because if they want to go on a run, they're going to have to gel.
That's absolutely right. Coach, this is your 5th season here starting with us tonight. One thing's a little bit different this season. You won't have a grandson to yell at on the sidelines this year. What are you going to miss most about having that dude, Hagen Ginger, on the sidelines?
Well, he's probably not missing that at all. I told him once he didn't have a normal grandpa. But, it's still Seneca football, and I get excited watching the kids play. I've coached for many years. I've coached football, and you guys talked about last week about the time the coaches put in. People do not understand, do not have a clue how much time you put in as a coach. And you put a lot of time in, you put a lot of effort in, and you want to see these kids succeed. And you're trying your best to get them in a position to succeed. That's what it takes. And you get the kids to buy in what you're doing, which Cody Hilburn has. Over the last few years, everything we just kind of been up in the ante all this time. And these kids are ready. They know what to do. They've been doing it for 4 years, especially these freshmen. They've been doing it for the last 3 years. I guess this is their 4th year. They understand the system. They understand what's expected of them. Our skill kids are good. I don't have to go through all them. Their skill kids are good. Our offensive line, we got to find the holes. We got to find the people that want to get. I used to tell them, I said, I find 5 that want to get dirt, dog, mean, nasty. And that's what it is when you're down there in the trenches.
Yeah, you've got to have that bulldog type of mentality, bite and not let go, and fight to the very end to get your blocking and make sure your guy doesn't make the play. We're going to take a quick 2-minute break here. We come back, we'll have more pregame show for you. Your countdown to kickoff sponsors, People's Bank of Seneca and Prater's Pharmacy.
People's Bank of Seneca. We care about your journey every step of the way. Since 1996, visit us in Joplin, Neosho, or Seneca. PeoplesBankOfSeneca.com. Member FDIC. Proud sponsor of area athletics. Let's score big together.
Prater's Pharmacy in Seneca is a proud supporter of the Seneca Indians. The pharmacy is open from 9 to 5:30 Monday through Friday and from 9 to 1 on Saturday. They offer an automatic refill program and internet refill service online at praterspharmacy.com and through their mobile apps. They also have a drive-through window. Prater's Pharmacy at 1711 Cherokee in Seneca, 417-776-8701. Go Indians!
Historians will probably call this present era in the Western world that we're living in the age of anxiety.
Billy Graham.
This generation is dying not from external pressures, but from internal combustion. In other years, men feared death. Today, they seem to fear life. God has never promised to remove our troubles, problems, and difficulties, but God has promised His peace. a sense of assurance and security in the midst of trouble and conflict. What we need to do is to get our eyes on Christ, idolize Him, worship Him. He will never fall nor fail. Be that kind of a follower of Christ. And you can say with Paul, for me to live is Christ. His grace, His peace, His assurance, His security will be mine.
It's easy to let troubles distract you from the joy and peace that Jesus offers. We can help you get your focus back on Jesus. Visit us at findpeacewithgod.net. We're the Billy Graham Evangelistic Association.
And we welcome you back here to Cassville, Missouri, as week 1 of the 2025 football season gets underway for the Seneca Indians. Let's talk a little bit about last week as Seneca traveled to Webb City to take on the Cardinals and the Joplin Eagles in the Jamboree. Only 18 plays on offense, 18 plays on defense last week, but Seneca's always up to the challenge going against those much bigger schools, Class 5 with Webb City, Class 6 with Joplin. They were able to rise up and put some nice plays together on both sides of the ball. Of course, it was a small sample size for the start of the season and for the starters for sure, because you got some 2s and 3s in there playing as well. But I'm sure the coaches were able to pick apart some things, saw some things they need to improve upon for tonight's game. Ben, Seneca's offense last year put up huge numbers rushing. We saw some good rushes last week. According to the records, I think it was 3rd all-time in Missouri football history with 5,582 yards. Where do you see the biggest change taking place this season for Seneca on offense?
Obviously, you kind of go from a 3-headed monster to a 2-headed monster, and Probert and Miller. Miller may get some more carries for this Seneca Indian team, and so it'll be interesting to see. These last couple of years, he's been ready to be the workhorse, but hasn't really needed to be. I think he needs to be more of a workhorse this year because Probert being a quarterback, I know Class took a lot of hits. Probert took some hits, but you got to be a little more careful with your quarterbacks.
Yeah, last year they had the privilege of having 2 quarterbacks, one a junior, one a senior. This year we kind of have the same similar setup. You have Brody as a senior, who's going to play on defense as well, and then you have Brant Laughlin backing him up, who's a junior, who's more than qualified to be able to do the same exact thing. Brant's very elusive, maybe not quite as big of a body as what Brody is, but very elusive runner. So it's nice having that 2 quarterbacks back there if one of them should go down. We don't want that to happen, obviously. But Class, you're right, took a lot of shots last year as a quarterback. I think he had 28 rushing attempts in that state championship game. That's a lot of wear and tear in your body. Of course, it was the last game of the season, so why hold anything back there? Coach, defensively, they allowed just 13 points per game last season. What do you think they need to do this year to find the same success that they had last year on defense?
Well, speed was the key. Speed's been the key the last 2 years on defense. And our linebacker crew is good. But once again, you lost all the D linemen except for one, Jace Renfro. You lost all the D linemen last year. Those D linemen were good enough. You're talking Nolan Napier, Hagan Ginger. You're talking, was out there,
Don Brown.
Don Brown was in there.
Yep.
And those guys demanded double teams. There's times they had to double team those kids or try to, and that kept everybody off the linebackers. If you can handle the line of scrimmage, if you can, control the line of scrimmage with the defensive line, that means your linebackers get to run free. And we have speed that can run down.
Well, last year, Brody was at a defensive back position, first team All-State. We'll get to that here in a second. He was a defensive back. Now they've slid him to the outside linebacker position. You have Roman Miller, who did a great job defensively. Kai Adams, All-State linebacker as well last year. You have 3 of those guys that have a lot of experience. Probert was playing as a sophomore. Miller was playing as a sophomore starting on defense. Those guys have a lot of experience. 2 years ago when they went to the state championship game, you had Jackson Mars at linebacker, Morgan Vaughn at linebacker. Those guys flew around, made plays. Ethan Ault coming up to help make plays as well with Blake Hearn. So a lot of speed has been the success. You're right, Coach. We've got to figure out the defensive line and give somebody to help Jace Renfro up front. Brock Pendergraft did a great job last year stepping in as a spot play here and there whenever someone would go down or somebody needed a breather. But with Big 8 football being primarily a rushing conference outside of Monette, you've got to win the battle in the trenches. Got to win the battle in the trenches.
Well, not only that is the speed as we have. Don't be surprised if Seneca doesn't go 3 front as well. I mean, you can bring 3 front, go with an extra linebacker, and man, you're talking Silas Ball. And I'll tell you what, another Hunter Haynes coming downhill. Yes. Hunter Haynes is a kid we missed last year. tremendously in that state championship game.
Yes.
I mean, he's not the biggest, dog in the fight, but my gosh, you just can't get rid of him.
Yep.
And so those kids like that, we've got speed that can get there and fill the holes, and that's what they read their keys, make their reads, fill the holes, and speed on defense is a killer.
It'll be interesting to see because last week in the Jamboree, I think they primarily ran a forefront. So, if you're running that forefront, you need your D tackles, Renfro, and whoever else is going to be at D tackle to fill those holes.
Well, maybe the reason they're doing that with the 4-man front is to give those linebackers enough time. There's one more line on the scrimmage so those linebackers can read a little bit better and fill exactly like you were talking about, fill those gaps where there might be a running back coming through and stopping for just a small gain. Go ahead.
Go ahead, take a break.
No, you're good. What you got?
Well, no, I'm just going to say on the forefront here, the D tackles on the forefront, either you're head up on the guards or you're in 1s and 3. You're in the gaps one way or another. And what that does is demands double teams right off the start. And if you have a guard and tackle trying to double team, then you've got one lineman that can't get to our linebackers. That's the key.
And it's just a battle of numbers. One guy less in the box, one guy more in the box. Which way are you going to go? And Coach Hilburn likes to play those numbers a lot of times for sure. We're going to take a break here. We come back, we'll have more pregame show for you. Your countdown to kickoff sponsors, People's Bank of Seneca and Prater's Pharmacy.
The Roper Kia 4-State Sports Report will provide up-to-the-minute scores and highlights from around the 4 states. With ultimate local coverage from all your favorite teams. The Roper Kia 4-State Sports Report, weeknights at 6 and 10 p.m.
Seneca Indian Athletics is sponsored by Prairie Top Chiropractic. Located at 4556 Quince Road in Seneca, chiropractic physician Seth Wilson offers chiropractic services to Seneca and the surrounding areas. For appointment information, their phone number is 417-776-4556 or discover more at facebook.com/Prairie Top Chiropractic. Prairie Top Chiropractic, where their slogan is, better health, better you.
And welcome back here to the pregame show. Your countdown to kickoff sponsors tonight, People's Bank of Seneca and Prater's Pharmacy. Last year, after the state championship games were over, the all-state teams were announced and released. We didn't get to go through those on the air, but we certainly want to recognize those players who made the all-state team last winter. Roman Miller, first-team running back. Hagen Ginger, first-team wide receiver. Nolan Napier, first-team offensive line. Caden Klaus, first-team athlete. And Dom Brown, first-team offensive line. So you've lost two first-team all-state offensive linemen to graduation with Brown and Napier gone.
You also think Ginger, too. I know he's a wide receiver tight end, but they kind of threw him in as a lineman.
And then Jace Renfro, first-team defensive lineman. Kai Adams, first-team linebacker. And Brody Probert, first-team defensive back. So we have four guys back on that. Oh, 3, sorry. I can't count apparently. Back for it was 4. I was right. I don't know why I second-guessed myself. Roman, Jason, Kai, and Brody. Don't know why I second-guessed myself. Hey, and if you haven't picked up the Pigskin Preview, you can see all 4 of those familiar faces on the front cover of the Pigskin Preview. Jace Renfro, Roman Miller, Brody Probert, and Kai Adams all on that cover this year. I think that's the first time in the history. It's the 39th annual printing of that. I think it's the first time in history that they've had 4 players from the same team featured on the cover. So that's pretty remarkable for Seneca to have. Of course, it just goes to the success that they've had. It's a team thing that they've done and built here with Coach Hilburn, and that team success is going to build individual accolades.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what Cody says all the time. Team success gets you individual success. So that's kind of what you're seeing here for this Seneca Indian team.
We're going to move into a spot of the show called the Southwest Shoutout. This is a new segment we started last year in Week 1 with Cassville. Last year we gave a shout-out to the districts. Well, guess what? We're going to do the same thing this year. The districts were released this morning. It said it was going to be released at 6 a.m.
I heard 7.
Okay, well, it was there like at 6:50 or something like that this morning. Either way, Seneca is going to be in Class 3 again this year. Reed, Spring, Mount Vernon, Aurora,
Hollister.
Now I'm drawing a blank.
Hollister,
Cassville. Yep. So Mount Vernon's back in our district. Now the big thing is our foe against in the state championship game. Blair Oaks is actually going to drop down to Class 2. That was going to be potentially if Seneca. I mean, we don't want to jump ahead of ourselves.
Right,
but
you're
Seneca,
14 weeks away.
Right, we're in week 1, but Seneca was going to potentially match up with them in the semifinals. Is where that game would have met up. Now they're going to be in Class 2. So Seneca's got it, but they've got a long path to go. I know. We as announcers, we like to talk, we like to speculate stuff. I don't know if it makes for good radio or webcasting, but either way, we talk about it a little bit. So
yeah,
definitely different for us, sure.
I mean, you look at the district, Mount Vernon, like you said, comes back into that district. That, we'll find out a lot about both Mount Vernon and Seneca next week as Seneca travels to Mount Vernon for week 2. So you'll find out a lot about both those teams early on. I think you're going to find out a lot about this Seneca team here tonight, Cassville in the same district as well. You look at Seneca's schedule, I think 4 or 5 of the games are against, it's obviously Big 8 opponents, but it's also district opponents. So these become doubly important. You get to the end of the year, you can say, not only do I have a head-to-head win, I have that advantage when it comes to playoff seeding.
Coach, any thoughts about the district standings? You don't care to just play football, right?
It's one game at a time. I get into coach mode. It's like everybody's like, hey, we're here, we're this, we're that, we're this. I don't care.
Let's just play some ball.
Who we got next, who we playing next, and what we need to do to beat them.
All right, we have Seneca by the numbers usually at this time. Again, this is our first game this season, but we're going to go by last year's stats. Last year, 694 points scored, setting the record for most points scored in the season by a Seneca football team, breaking the previous year's record, 2023. And then 5,582 yards rushing, which is third all-time in Missouri football history. And obviously that would be a Seneca single-season record as well. We're going to take a break here. We come back. We'll have the blast from the past right after this.
The Seneca R7 School District is proud to support the student athletes and coaches competing in this game. High school activities help students learn life values such as hard work, dedication, and teamwork. The Seneca R7 School District is honored to serve such a great community and wants to thank all the Indian fans for their great support. The Seneca R7 School District, tradition, pride, class.
A proud backer of the Seneca Indians is Campbell Biddlecombe Funeral Home of Seneca. Located at 1101 Cherokee, they are honored to serve the area with traditional service options including church and graveside services. They also have prearranged funeral plans. For more information, the phone number for Funeral Director Mike Steele at Campbell Biddlecombe Funeral Home of Seneca is 417-776-2251 or online campbell-biddlecomefh.com.
And welcome back to Wildcat Stadium in Cassville, Missouri. It's time for the Blast from the Past. To kick off this season's Blast from the Past, we're going to recognize the team from 1973. Now, I realize we're going to start getting into some repeats here with the information that I can find on these different teams. 1973, they started out that season with a win over Aurora, 16-0. Keith Lawson had a 65-yard interception return for a touchdown. They lost to a tough Rogers, Arkansas team the next week, 24-0. In Week 3, they shut out Willard, 46-0. Bruce Cook scoring 2 touchdowns that night. In Week 4, they beat East Newton 20-6. In Week 5, they defeated Huntsville, Arkansas 30-6. In Week 7, they defeated McDonald County 44-8. In Week 8, they lost to Bentonville, Arkansas 23-20. And then they defeated Siloam Springs 22-16. And the season finale, they beat a tough Grove team by a score of 18-14. A lot of Arkansas and Oklahoma schools were played that year in 1973. I'm looking back through there. I think there was only 4 Missouri schools they played in 1973 in the regular season. They were able to make it to the playoffs, and they lost to West Platte 13-12 in what was called the Mud Bowl. 6 inches of rain fell that time, and they had to play at Neosho due to needing bigger facilities. Bruce Cook returned the opening kick for a touchdown.
Touchdown for a touchdown?
Yes, that's right. The team was under the guidance of Coach Pat Lawson. They had over 2,000 yards on the ground and another 400 through the air, outscoring their opponents 216-97. They finished that year with a record of 7-2. They were led by quarterback Alvin Elbert, who was 31 of 62 for 406 yards. Bruce Cook led the ground attack with 705 yards on 118 carries. Cook had also 241 receiving yards with 6 scores. John Ballard was a leading tackler. Congratulations to the 1973 team and all their success. Another great team in Seneca's history of tradition, pride, and class. We'll be back with the Coach Show right after this.
I'm Bryce Johnson with this Unpacking It Sports and Faith Minute. As sports fans, it is easy to envy successful teams. After all, everybody wants their favorite team to win, but we can get so jealous when we see other teams win. Unfortunately, these same feelings of envy often exist outside of sports too. Jealousy can quickly set in when we find out about the successes that other people experience in their lives. It's easy to compare ourselves to others, what they have or what they're doing. We can even get caught up in envy over how others serve the Lord. We must ultimately realize, however, the need to focus on our own personal obedience and heart toward Jesus. Envy can be very dangerous when taking root, but the Bible says a tranquil heart gives life to the flesh, but envy makes the bones rot. Today, let's shift our jealous eyes away from everyone else and focus on the many blessings God graciously pours down on us. I'm Bryce Johnson, and you can unpack that. For more, go to unpackingit.com.
It's time for the Cody Hoburn Coaches Show. The Coaches Show is sponsored by Prater's Pharmacy and New Mac Electric. Now here's Seth Wilson and head coach Cody Hoburn.
I'm sure the question's been asked a lot this last preseason about last year's end and how the team felt about that. But I want to take an approach a little differently this time because sometimes teams can get complacent having such a great season. With all the recent success Seneca's had, how's the team response been to the success they've had?
Yeah, I've been proud of them. I'm not going to lie. That's tough when you get there 2 years in a row and you don't finish the deal. It kind of feels like you've been punched in the gut. But credit to our kid. I could probably blame myself more than anything, wanting to pout and wanting to just feel sorry for yourself, in that week coming back. And our kids, they just get right back on it. They're able to get rid of it, and then they understand the process. And I feel like they truly enjoy the process, and they understand what got them there and what we need to do to get back there.
A year ago, you guys had great rushing attack. I believe it finished second all-time in rushing yards in the season by a team in the state of Missouri football history. You graduated 4 to 5 offensive linemen plus a great blocking tight end in Hagen Ginger. Who looks up to step up and fill those gaps lost to graduation?
Yeah, it's tough. That group was extremely good, had a ton of experience, and they worked really well together. The only guy that we returned up front was Jace Renfro. Jace is a very good player, and he's going to be a good leader for us up front. The other guy that got some playing time last year is Brock Pendergraft. So he returned some experience. He got some starts when we had some injuries last year. We're going to shuffle things up, I think, this year. Brock will start at tackle, and then we're going to move Jace Renfro to a guard spot. And Jace has been a 2-year starter at center, and Jeffrey Todd has done a nice job at center, which allowed us to make the move with Jace. And then Big Gentry Barnes is a big kid that's kind of been waiting for his time. He's a 6'5", 270-pound kid, a big body, and then you can't teach size sometimes. And he's done a nice job. And then we got a young kid in Landon Hughes that's a sophomore that's a big weight room kid. He broke our freshman, weightlifting record last year and did some really nice things. And he's kind of filling that last spot for us with Landon Harchie in the mix as well. I think is going to play some defensive line. So the one thing we have going for us is I think we're going to be able to play some of these guys just on one side of the ball. And so they're kind of getting double the reps in practice at one spot. So it's helping them catch up a little bit faster. And hopefully it allows us early on to make some adjustments on the sideline in the game. We haven't had that luxury in the past. And then at the tight end spot, Hagen Ginger was a huge loss just because we were able to do so much with Hagen out of the same personnel grouping, whether we were in a big set, a heavy set with him attached, or able to flex him out. And very seldom do you find a guy like that you can do it. So we're using a couple guys at that spot. Jude King's another senior that's kind of waited his turn. He's more of an inline guy, attached guy, and then we'll have some personnel groupings when we go to more of our spread look.
You got a lot of new guys up front, so you've got 2 1,000-yard rushers returning from a year ago, Roman Miller and Brody Probert, with 2 experienced back. Does that kind of lighten the load for those guys up front, kind of help them out a little bit to kind of ease into that position like you kind of talked about?
Well, we hope. It needs to. Lots of experience from those guys. And we tell them all the time, sometimes you got to make those guys right. And by that block may not look like it does on the whiteboard sometimes. And you got to go make them right. Or if they blow an assignment, you may have to run through a linebacker or run through a safety and make us right. And for the most part, those 2 guys have done a very nice job of that.
And do you expect the passing game to open up a bit this year with so many people looking to stop the run with the record-setting season you had last year?
We do have some good experience. Brody, didn't start at quarterback for us, but got lots of reps at quarterback last year. So he has experience there. And then we returned, 3 of our top 4 receivers from last year. We lost Tyrone Harris that went on to Evangel, but we returned Blaze Graham and Hunter Haynes and Drew Sherwood. And then Jagger Wilson's done a nice job stepping in as well. So we have some experience there. So I think we can do some stuff in our passing game a little bit differently, but our philosophy is not going to change. We're a run-first team, and if the numbers are right in the box, we want to run the ball. And then when you want to put extra hats in the box, we have to be able to take advantage of one-on-ones.
Prater's Pharmacy in Seneca is a proud supporter of the Seneca Indians. The pharmacy is open from 9 to 5:30 Monday through Friday and from 9 to 1 on Saturday. They offer an automatic refill program and internet refill service online at praterspharmacy.com and through their mobile apps. They also have a drive-through window. Prater's Pharmacy at 1711 Cherokee in Seneca, 417-776-8701. Go Indians!
A proud supporter of local high school athletics is Numac Electric. Serving Newton and McDonald County, they provide power for area homes and businesses and want to wish all the athletes much success throughout the season. For online bill pay and account information, the website is numac.com or 417-451-1515. Numac Electric, proudly serving Newton and McDonald County, where their slogan is your touchstone energy partner.
Travel to Cassville this week for Week 1, 2025. We were talking a while ago, haven't been there for a couple years. Coach Weldy has had a young team in years past, but feels like they're getting some big strides. His team has taken this last couple years. Previously, as the offensive coordinator, we saw him with a lot of split-back formation. In the playoffs, we saw him go to a little bit of offset Navy or double-tight wing formation. What are you preparing to see for this Friday night against Cassville?
Well, for one, when I turned them on film from the Jamboree, it's the best Cassville team that I've seen in my 5 years. Returned tons of experience. And they have 11 guys returning on defense that at least got one start last year. So essentially 11 returning starters and I think 9 on offense. So a veteran team now. I think they're going to throw the kitchen sink at us. I think when you return a veteran crew, your install goes faster in the summer. So I think they're going to have the majority of their playbook in Week 1. So we better be prepared to defend it all.
You talk about a veteran group with Cassville. They have 15 seniors on their team. A lot of leaders return on defense. They're physical up front, have a solid linebacker core. What do you expect to see from them defensively?
Yeah, they were a 4-2 team last year, and historically they've always been a 4-3 team. And they've got away from that the last 3 to 4 years. And when we turned them on in the Jamboree, they were back in their 4-3, and they looked really sound and comfortable in it. But you hit it on the head. Their linebacker core is really, really good. And we thought, went back and looking to last year. I don't know that we saw this good of a linebacker core the entire year till maybe Lift for Life last year. Really fast, and they're physical in the box, but all of them are very athletic and get to the ball really well.
And talking about a lot of seniors, your team has a lot of seniors this year looking to step on the roles that you lost to graduation. Who are some of those guys looking to fill the void that you lost due to graduation from that talented senior class from a year ago?
Yeah, I hit on a few of them a minute ago. A lot of them will just expand their role. A lot of them contributed, but, like a Jude King and a kid that's been a program kid for us for so many years, and he's here every day, and he does things the right way. Highly intelligent kid. Good to see him be able to get on the field and do some things for us on both sides of the ball. And then Brock Pendergraft's a kid that's kind of just been blocked. He's been behind some really, really good players, and he would have started for almost every team in the conference last year and was just behind some good players. And I really expect Brock to have a big year. I think he's got a chance to be an all-conference player on both sides of the ball.
And lastly, walk us through your offseason this past summer. Was it right back to in the weight room after Christmas break? Tell us a little about June and July, what went on for you this offseason.
Yeah, I'm telling you, when we got back, on that Tuesday, I guess it was after the state title game, we were right back in the weight room. There was not one day off. And our kids were beat to heck because they've just played a 15-week season, and it would have been easy to say, let my body recover a little bit, but they didn't do it. That's just not how they're wired. They show up, and they want to be here, and I've said it all summer long. I think a lot of coaches have to fight getting kids to show up on a consistent basis in the summer. And I just don't have to do that. Our kids hold each other accountable. Our attendance rate for our high school football players is over 90% in the summer. And that's with, we want kids to be able to go to church camps and things like that. And they do. And they do that. But when they're in town, our kids are here. They don't just miss. And I think that's a big part of who we are and what our identity is. And hopefully it carries over to the fall.
You've been listening to the Cody Hoburn Coaches Show. The Coaches Show is sponsored by Prater's Pharmacy and New Mac Electric. We'll be back with more Indians football after this on the KNEO and Seneca Indian Sports Network.
People's Bank of Seneca is proud to support this portion of the game. They offer banking services including checking and savings accounts, CDs, and loans for individuals and businesses. They have locations in the Seneca and Joplin areas and are online at peoplesbankofseneca.com. People's Bank of Seneca, proud supporters of the Seneca Indians. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Proudly supporting the Seneca Indians is Doug's Body Works. Owned and operated by Doug Scribner, they offer a 24-hour wrecker service and specialize in auto body and frame repair. Doug's Body Works is located at 1008 Oneida in Seneca and is proud to serve the local area. 417-776-8611. Go Indians!
And we welcome you back to Wildcat Stadium as Seneca gets ready to start their Week 1. A tough opponent in Week 1 of 2025. Looking back through the history of these two teams, they have kind of been cyclical in their dominance over the last 20 years. Currently, Seneca has beat them 5 times in the last 4 seasons, all those in the tenure of Coach Cody Hilburn, outscoring them by a total of 216-23. Seneca has won 9 of their previous 21 matches, while Cassville has just won 12 of the previous 21 matches. This matchup goes all the way back to 1976. The Wildcats do have a couple state championships in their belt in 2008 and 2009. These two teams always play each other every year, very tough. Cassville is no easy place to play as well. But it's a new season. Seneca needs to get off on the right foot tonight. The talk of this team is how many skilled players they have returning from a campaign a year ago that saw them finish 4-6 under the direction of Coach Clay Weldy. Tristan Thompson and Jaron Stearns will be splitting time at quarterback, but looking at the pregame out there tonight, looks like Stearns was getting most of the reps out there, and they moved Tristan Thompson back into the running back position. We'll all see who gets a call tonight, as Coach Weldy might have a split. We don't know, but we'll see. It's Week 1. There's not a whole lot for us to go off on a scouting report. Joining them in the backfield again is Andon Gautney, Mason Bryan, Easton Hughes, and Carlos Barrientos. Got word that Barrientos is out tonight. He's injured. I believe also I saw Easton Hughes not dressed out tonight either for Cassville, so they got a couple players down to start the 2025 campaign for the Wildcats. They have a big target, though, in senior Colton Roark, a 2-year starter, so it'd be a third-year starter now for the Wildcats, as they threw the ball to him quite a bit last year. Whenever they needed a play to be made, they just throw it up, and he would go up and get it. We saw him last week in the Jamboree, a lot of vertical routes. They just throw it to him. He has some speed, has some height, has some ability to go get the ball. We've seen them run a split-back formation multiple years, wishbone formation. We even saw them break out into a little bit of flex bone or navy wing or whatever you want to call it, single wing. But Coach Weldy likes to go to that split back option play, midline, veer option. So Coach Weldy was the offensive coordinator for several years under Coach Parnell before he became the head coach. Been the last two times these two teams have faced each other in Week 1 of 2025. Seneca winning 55-16. What will be the key to tonight for Seneca to stop this Cassville team?
Well, Cassville's going to probably throw the kitchen sink at them, so I think you have to be ready. You know, it seems like each and every year you have those halfback reverse passes, those jet sweeps, reverses, all those different kind of things. So I think if you're Seneca, you got to be ready for anything. But obviously the big goal, and it's not just Seneca, you know, Cassville wants to run the ball as well. So if you can stop the run and make them throw the ball, I think you're going to have a little more success if you're the Indians.
Yeah, something I failed to mention, the trick plays. We've seen a halfback pass in years past. I remember one specifically at Seneca. There's a lot of trickery that Coach Weldy has, a hook and ladder. We've seen that before, too, to run with great success for Coach Weldy. So can't I mean, it's week one. Not going to hold anything back, I guess, in week one, but Seneca's kind of had their number the last few years, so I imagine they're going to try to throw everything on, like you said, like the whole kitchen sink at them on offense. Defensively, they had some good showings last year, holding Mac to just 7 points. They held Harrisonville to 13, Aurora to 11. They'll base out of a 4-3. They have a strong first two levels. Their defensive linemen and linebackers are really good, and their secondary is just as good as the front two. So they're much more rounded on the defensive side of the football this year. Coach, how does Seneca need to attack offensively to get the season rolling right on the offensive side?
Well, can you hear me?
Yes. Go ahead.
All right. You've got to understand how the Cassville defense works. They run a 4-3, but the outside contain is not their DNs. Their DNs like to hold up the tackles or hold up the tight ends, and they have C-gap responsibility down inside. If you watch on the 4-3, they got a middle linebacker, and the left and right side linebackers, they're out further, and they have outside contain coming off the edge. So what we have to do is when you're going to do it, you've got to have those double teams, hook the tight end. If you're going to go outside, you got to hook the D end out there and then come down on that inside linebacker and double team him, pick him up on the scrape. Then you can attack the outside with a kick out block.
So what we saw last week, a lot of success Seneca had was running the option. Whenever the outside linebackers have the outside contain, who's their pitch responsibility in that situation? Do they take quarterback or do they take pitch?
Well, they'll also go two deep zone. And their cornerbacks are playing up, so their cornerbacks will usually come up and try to take the pitch. Outside linebackers will take the quarterback.
So look for
That's what they want to do. Okay, they're going to try. Seneca's going to try to leave that D end alone, arc release to the linebacker, and leave the D end unblocked, and that's who the quarterback will be looking at. Surprised if you don't see Brody Probert carry the ball a lot on option plays.
And sometimes that fake pitch could come in well, too. Give that fake and that DN bite to go to the running back, and he cuts it up inside and it's gone because if the outside linebacker's taken care of, he's going to have all kinds of daylight to run to. We know Coach Weldy likes to go for the trick plays, like we said, onside kicks. The worst part about being week one, not really going to know what their tendencies are going to be in the game, what their strong suit is for this team. Like I said, a lot of talent in the backfield coming back for Coach Weldy. They did lose their quarterback. Brody Rose started 3 years for Coach Weldy. I think ever since he started the program, he's been his quarterback. So he's got a new guy. I think Stearns is going to be the quarterback tonight. It's going to be interesting to see what they can do. We're going to take a break. We come back. We'll have the keys to victory and key players right after this.
My name is Bob Hampton. I'm the minister for the Hollow Springs Church of Christ. Has anybody ever made a promise to you but failed to keep it? May have been a family member or a friend. You know, a lot of times people will make a promise and for some reason they fail to keep them. But I know someone who always will keep his promise. In fact, the scriptures talk about Jesus making magnificent promises, precious and magnificent promises. And when Jesus makes a promise, he'll keep it because Jesus is the same today, yesterday, and forever. He cannot lie. In fact, John chapter 14, verse 1 and following, let not your hearts be troubled. Believe in God, believe also in me. In my Father's house are many mansions. If it were not so, I would have told you. You can count always on Jesus to keep his promise. Promises made, promises kept. I'm Bob Hampton for KNEO Radio.
And we welcome back to Wildcat Stadium. We'll get this done quickly because the coin toss, the starters are getting ready to be announced here momentarily. Ben, we'll start with you. Keys to victory first. Keys to victory first.
Got to run the ball and you got to stop the run.
All right, Coach, what do you have for keys to victory?
I think I stole it.
Yeah, well, you took everything else. You took offense and defense. Hey, if we can get our offensive line to control the line of scrimmage and come down and pick up the blocks, and we're going to be able to run the football, I think that's the key.
Coach, you should have went, we got to be able to pass the ball, we got to be able to stop the pass.
Well, we just got to pass and stop the pass.
Then we would have had every basis of this game covered besides special teams, and you guys, neither one mentioned that. I'm going to go with special teams. That's going to be key. Can't turn the ball over. There we go. Can't turn the ball over tonight. Ben, who do you have for key players to start this 2025 season?
I think Roman Miller is going to have to, not just a monster night, a monster season for this Seneca team to have success. So I'll stick with one, and it's going to be Roman Miller.
Coach, who do you have for key players tonight? I know you like to go with the linemen. Let's try. What do you got? What do you got?
Hey, Chris Hughes, the line coach, he better have a good year. I'm telling you that right now. because we got everybody out there that we need. If we could get that line going, and Jace Renfro and Brock Pendergraft are two pretty good, what do you want to call it?
Pulling tackles, pulling guards.
Something.
They're good linemen. That's all you really need to know.
They're good linemen, and they're good people to copy off of. If we can get that going, Brody Probert and Roman Miller, they're going to have big years. They are. They're just good enough athletes. But you got to look at Kai Adams and also Silas Ball.
Yes.
Be careful if he doesn't come in and pick up the Seneca offense every once in a while, too.
Let Roman Miller have a breather, if nothing else.
Absolutely.
He did a great job last year for us running downhill.
I'm always a coach that, you go with your best, and then best sometimes got to have a break. And that's a pretty good kid coming in here, for a break. Also Hunter Haynes, don't forget him.
Yes. That's who I was just going to mention, was Hunter Haynes, also a very good running back.
Well, Coach, you mentioned on the way home last week, we were talking, with the talent that we have in the backfield, all of our linemen, all of our tight ends, all of our H-backs, all they got to do is just get in front of somebody just for a second. They don't have to be a pancake block. Just get in front of somebody, not let them make the play.
We have a good enough skilled kids that if you can just get in their way, I try to tell some linemen, man, if you can just trip and fall in their way, slow them down a little bit. Our kids are going to run past them. And I'll tell you what, Jude King's better have a good year too. And Aiden Crane, I think he's going to come in maybe if we go double tight or give Jude King some rest. But that block on the outside is crucial if you're going to run outside.
We saw a lot of times last year, in the Aurora game last year, where Jude King did fill in at the H-back spot, filled in at the tight end spot too for a blocking tight end just to kind of spell Hagan, and he did a great job. He's going to have he's been waiting in the wings, waiting behind Hagan's ginger shadow. He's got a big shadow, 6'2", 6'3". Maybe he put on the roster 6'6". I don't know, but that's a big shadow to fill in, and Jude's ready to step up to the challenge, I believe, this year for the Indians. Captains haven't quite made it on the field yet for Seneca. Looks like Cassville's going to go with number 11, Colton Roark, number 12, Sky Yang, number 14, Tristan Thompson, and the last number 73. Help me out there, Ben.
Next to Coach Weldy,
72, Isaac Looney. There we go. Isaac Looney's offensive lineman. Seneca's got Brody Probert, Jace Renfro, Brock Pendergraft, and Drew Sherwood are the captains for the Indians tonight as they'll make their way out on the field. Your countdown to kickoff sponsors tonight, People's Bank of Seneca and Prater's Pharmacy. I don't know what they're waiting for. I guess they're waiting until the 3-minute mark to walk out there and shake hands. Kevin Reinhardt, it looks like he may be the referee tonight. Haven't been able to make eye contact, but I believe that's who it is tonight, as he'll be starting another campaign. He's been doing it a long time as the white hat for MSHA officials.
And Seth, the Seneca team, travel, not just Seneca as a town travels extremely well. Good crowd here tonight for the Indians.
Grass field, one of the few grass fields that Seneca plays on that's left in the area, East Newton being the other one that I know of. Nevada's still running grass, I believe. That'll be we'll be playing at home this year. Yeah. Nevada and Monette playing each other tonight as the captains shake hands out there at midfield. Kevin Reinhardt's giving him some instructions out there to Probert and to Thompson. But Seneca playing Cassville tonight will be on the road next week, week 2 against Mount Vernon. That'll be a quarterfinal rematch from last season. We'll have a lot to talk about that game, a long, storied pass between those two teams, those two schools. As Reinhardt still giving instruction. First game of the season, got to make sure everybody has everything all set and they know all the rules and what they're supposed to do as far as on the field. Coach, we didn't get you out there in the field this year. Not out there with them on the coin toss.
No, I'm not out there on this game, but I'll be out there probably.
We don't want you to try to sprint out there and pull a hammy or anything like that before the game starts. So Reinhardt's still talking to me. Hasn't even sent the coaches back to their sidelines. Again, countdown to kickoff sponsors tonight, People's Bank of Seneca and Prater's Pharmacy. We certainly thank you all for tuning in tonight. Again, we don't have a tape delay anymore. If you're trying to listen to us on the way home, you'll have to pull it up on your phone on the app and watch us on that. Right now, it's free. Until you get to districts, it's free. You'll be able to watch it and listen to us. Maybe you want to turn it down and not listen to us so much. Just watch the game instead. I encourage you to do that because sometimes we don't sound very intelligent up here, do we, Ben?
I got no comment there.
Looks like Seneca has won the toss and they've deferred to the second half. So more than likely, Cassville will be receiving the ball to start this 2025 campaign.
And Seth, we didn't really mention him, but Drew Sherwood kind of came in and picked up the kicking duties as a sophomore right around playoff time, and he did an excellent job last year, and you saw him kick a 40-yard field goal in pregame, so he's obviously gotten better and better, and that could become a weapon for this Seneca team as you get going throughout the season.
Yeah, I think he kicked a 45-yard, then he tried a 50-yard and went a little bit left and a little bit short on that 50-yard attempt.
And congratulations to him as well. He signed, I believe it was with Connor State for baseball.
Okay, very good.
So he and Jagger both committed at the next level.
Jagger Wilson signed to go, or committed before his junior year to go play baseball at Oklahoma University. So exciting times for Seneca. I know some of our players have gotten some offers as well. I know Adams is looking at a few offers from a few different schools, as well as Brody Proberts and Roman Miller looking at some offers here and there as well. And Sherwood's going to tee this one up for Seneca.
And Sherwood he is committed to Connor State. So just wanted to make sure I was correct, so I confirmed it. But yeah, like you said, Kai Adams, Brody Probert both went to camp at Missouri State. I think they both got offered there, and then I think they'll be seeing some scouts in the area coming to watch them throughout the year.
Back deep to receive for the Wildcats, Mason Bryan and number 11, Colton Roark. I'd tell you they're going which way they're going, but at this point you're probably watching the game, not listening to us. Seneca will be kicking off going right to left. Seneca wearing their white hats, white jerseys, red pants, red numbering. Cassville, and they're all black with their gold numbers. Sherwood's got this one teed up, waiting for the signal from Kevin Reinhardt, as there's only 9 seconds left on the play clock, so he better go ahead and get going. He's going to have a delay of game before the season even starts.
Oh, and there he goes.
And they get it underway just enough. Going to be a short kick that's going to go out of bounds at the 17-yard line. Cassville will have it first down and 10.
It's not something that I mentioned a ton, but you can't have...
Well, I don't think he heard the whistle for the kick to start play, and it got down to about 2 seconds, then he had to hurry up and rush himself, and it went out of bounds.
I know I couldn't hear it. I got the drum beating over here right behind my back, but I'm agree with you. I don't think he heard the whistle.
No, he kept standing around waiting, and then finally he just took off and went with it. First down and 10 for Cassville, ball on their own 35-yard line. Look for Cassville to kind of do a close huddle to the line of scrimmage and then sprint to the ball quickly so that way they can't give up their formation. They will go wishbone, split back, offset Navy. They're going to elect to go with it on the near hash at the 35-yard line. One receiver split out to the far side. That's Castleberry. He's a senior, 5'10", 145. And Jack Wilson lined head up on him.
I was just going to say they do have one out there, and they do start at the 40, not the 35, so... Officials also a little bit.
They didn't have special teams last week. All they had was just from the 35 and go. First down and 10 for Cassville, still waiting the first play of this 2025 season. And Kevin Reinhardt's, now there's stoppage in play already.
I can't believe that they'd be confused about where the ball is placed on.
The side judge is going to come over and talk to Reinhardt.
Cody may be wondering,
apparently Cody doesn't understand if they changed the rule or not.
Yeah, I thought it was the 35 as well. They had it at the 35, and then they moved it up 5 yards. So we have a little bit of delay here. And he's telling them which way to go to. Seneca Indian football brought to you by Newmac Electric, Prater's Pharmacy, ProLube Maintenance Center, Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. And now they're going to march the ball back to the 35. We'll get going here before we'll have football. We're at 7:02, so we're not too far behind. Again, Castleberry split out to the far side. Jagger Wilson head up on him. 4 defensive linemen for the Indians: Pendergraft, Hartgee, Renfro, and Aiden Crane.
And I think, like you said, Seth, they are going to try and come quick. That cost them a little bit last year.
Wishbone formation, going to send a man in motion. Now they're going to do some switching up front. Toss pitch going out to 11 to Roark on the outside. He's going to get hit after about a 4-yard gain. Got a generous spot as he looked like he rolled forward to the 40-yard line. Second down and 5 on the toss sweep. So putting Roark in the backfield, why not put your best player in the backfield to make him work? Checking in for Cassville's Mace Bredesen. Second down and 5.
They are going quick. You know, Seth, last year they tried this and they kind of fooled themselves a little bit with false start, so we'll see if Seneca can make them jump.
Roark split out to the far side this time with another receiver. Split back formation. Going to give it to the second guy through Gotten. He's going to get hit hard by Blaze Graham, but he's going to have enough for the first down to the 46-yard line to pick up a 6 on the play. Graham and Haynes have to come in and make the play on Gautney.
And, you know, we always say that if your safeties are having to come up and make plays, it's not good for you.
New set of downs here for Cassville. Receivers split out to each side. Cornell split out to the near side, Rowick to the far side. Cassville hurry up to the line, split back formation. They're going to give it the first guy through, and that's going to be Tristan Thompson. He breaks one tackle, and he's going to be out to the outside, and coming up to make the play is Drew Sherwood. Not before Thompson can get across midfield up to the 46.5-yard line. We'll call it to the 46, so a pickup of 8 on the play. 2nd down and 2. Now you got to watch out for the deep ball.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, play action pass, pretend to stuff it in the running back and make sure you don't get beat deep.
10:23 to go here in the opening quarter of play. Cassville in the opening drive. Receivers to each side, split out to the far side this time as Moore. Again, the quick hurry to the ball, wishbone formation behind Stearns. Stearns is going to have the quarterback keeper to the right side. He's going to try to cut it back up, and he's going to run into the Kai Adams' hands, and Roman Miller finishes him off at the 45. Just a pickup of 1, 3rd down and 1. So the quarterback sweep, student body right, only nets 1 yard for the Wildcats.
See if Seneca can get a stop here right now. The D linemen aren't getting off their blocks.
It's going to be hard for Cassville to run wide. They can run it up the middle. That's how you beat speed.
Roark split out to the near side this time. The far side is Bredesen again. Again, waiting them to come to the line of scrimmage. Quickly now, split back formation. It's going to be a handoff. It's going to be Gautney taking it to the near side. He makes one man miss. Hunter Haynes takes him down at the 32-yard line. That's number 6, Mason Bryan. All the way down inside the 35 to the 34-yard line. Another first down, a pickup of 11 on the play.
These are some of the growing pains you're talking about, Seth, here for the Indians. Right now, the linemen are having trouble getting off the blocks, and Cassville's getting to that second level where they're able to peel off the linebackers, and your corners and safeties are having to make some plays.
2 receivers split out to the far side this time for the Wildcats. 4-man front for Seneca. Split back formation behind Stearns. Stearns is going to roll out to his left, looking to pass. He's going to throw a bullet out to Roark. He catches it as he slides, and he gets maybe 2 yards in the play, and it's going to make it 2nd down.
Yeah. It's kind of their worst play so far is them rolling out.
Got him up to the 33, so just a gain of 1 on the pass and catch from Stearns to Roark.
We got to squeeze that middle down. We're not squeezing the inside run down. We got to squeeze it down, wad the play up, and make them have to bounce. That's the key.
See if Seneca can do that on this play, as they might go back to that straight midline play or dive play that they've ran with 7 or 8 yards each time they've ran it. Split back formation, 2 quarterback system at the offset wing. It's going to be the second man through. He's going to run to the arms of Roman Miller and Aiden Crane, stopping him, I believe, just shy of the 30 at the 31. Pickup of 2 on the play. 3rd down and 7.
The reason they come out quick like that is to hide their tight end. They come out in a pro set, they can hide their tight end to right their very end, and the Seneca has a hard time shifting.
This is the longest down to go for Cassville so far, so see if Seneca can get some pressure on the quarterback here and force a 4th down decision.
7:45 to go in the opening quarter.
It'll be 4 down territory.
Roark's going to be in tight as well. Double quarterback. Stearns going to look to pass. Looking down the middle. He's got a man open. That's going to be up for grabs, and that's going to be caught for the touchdown. And double coverage is Roark. Looks like Blaze Graham just stopped on that play instead of just taking off and going after the ball, and he put a ball right where only Roark could get it, and then Cassville scores first with 7:28 to go in the first quarter.
I mean, that's an excellent ball there by the quarterback. I don't know, like you said, maybe a little bit stopping there, but I mean, he had to come down with it too. So a good job there by the Cassville players.
When they need a play, they're going to go to Roark. When they need a big play, that's their guy. That's what they did last year. They threw the ball up to him when they needed a big play against us last year. Roark's going to put this one through the upright. 7:28 to go, and Cassville leads 7-0 here on the KNEO and Seneca Indian Sports Network.
A business impact partner of KNEO is ProLube Tire and Auto Center in Neosho. Serving the area since 2001, they're open Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. ProLube Tire and Auto Center offers tire and brake repair, as well as transmission service, front-end alignments, and more. Located at 1406 North Business 49 in Neosho. For more information, 417-221-6795 or online at proluberepair.com.
And we welcome you back as Cassville strikes first on the 31-yard throw and catch from Stearns to Roark. Back deep to receive for the Indians. Number 7, Roman Miller, and number 23, Hunter Haynes. Roark was doing the place kicking for Cassville, but I believe they have a different kicker that's going to be doing their kickoffs for them this year, as they have, I think, 4 kickers listed on the roster as kicker only. Kicking off for Cassville is number 86, Noah Driscoll. And it's going to be a short kick, and Silas Ball is going to fair catch it at about the 25-yard line. 26 is where we're going to have him at. Seneca will have their first possession of the 2025 season.
Seth, you think about it, last year Seneca, I don't remember them trailing until that state championship game.
I think you're right, Ben. May have been tied. Well, I think they trailed against, was it Mount
Vernon?
I think they trailed against East Newton.
Oh, in the first half. But, not very often has Seneca been behind these last couple of years.
4-man front for Cassville. Seneca breaks the huddle. Probert shotgun. Miller to the right of him. Graham to the far side. Sherwood to the near side. Cassville rocking their linebackers up tight. It's going to be a straight quarterback keep to the right side. Makes one man miss. He's at the 30, 35. Lowers his shoulder at the 36 and falling forward across 40-yard line to the 42. Good first play for the Indians as Probert picks up quite a bit of yardage to the 42.
Just student body right there. You have Roman Miller as a lead blocker there on the replay, and then Probert able to shed a couple blocks as well for the Indians. So good response there for Probert and the Indians. See if they can continue it.
16-yard pickup for Probert on this first carry. Trips to the near side this time for the Indians. Handoff's going to go to Miller. He's going to dance around, lowers his shoulder at the point of attack, gets across the 45-yard line to about the 47. Well, they're going to say he's at the 46, but his body's laying across the 47. So one side judge had him at the 46. One of them's got the 47. They'll go with the 46. Pick up a 4 on the play, 2nd down and 6. This may be a high-scoring affair if neither team can stop each other. 2nd down and 6 for the Indians. Probert and shotgun. Defensive lineman almost jumped. Now Coach Hilburn looking over Brody Probert's looking at Coach Hilburn and getting instruction. Handoff's going to go to Miller. He's going to bounce it out to the outside. Now cuts back up in the middle. Bounces off a couple of tacklers. Still on his feet across midfield and taking tacklers with him down inside Wildcat territory to the 42, 41-yard line. Looked like Miller was going to be stopped short of the first down, but he made extra yardage there.
Well, you just see there's kind of a big mush pile there in the middle. He's able to bounce to the left, and then he avoids a couple defenders, and that's what Roman Miller is going to do for you all year long, and Probert as well, is it's going to not be the first guy. It's going to take 2 or 3 guys to bring each one of them down.
6 minutes to go here in the first quarter play. Trips to the far side, one receiver to the near side, and Graham. Probert fakes the handoff to Miller. He's going to get behind his block. He's going to bounce to the 30, to the 25, takes a big hit, and he's got another first down for the Indians at the 25.
Is there a flag on the play?
Stoppage for water, more than likely at the 6-minute mark. There is a penalty.
I was going to say,
back judge.
And this is something different this year, is you use the wet bulb temperature, and so you're not guaranteed
personal foul against Cassville.
You're not guaranteed that water break the first 4 weeks. If it's hot enough, you will, but on a night like tonight where you don't need it, they don't have to take it.
So Probert gets 11 on the carry and half the distance to the goal, I believe, because it was a personal foul, so it'll be at the 12.5-yard line. First down and 10 for the Indians after the penalty. I'm not sure what maybe a late hit type of scenario.
Or it could be crown of the helmet as he was falling down. Coming from the back judge, he would probably have the best view at that.
5:30 to go here in the opening quarter. Cassville leading 7-0. Trips to the far side this time for Seneca. Haynes to the near side. Haynes going to go in motion. Handoff's going to go to Haynes. First guy misses him. Haynes has got a clear path to the end zone if he can get to the edge, and he's finally going to be taken out of bounds inside the 10-yard line to about the 6, I believe, where they have him spotted down at. Cassville had that one blown up in the backfield, and Haynes just made him miss.
Yeah, Pendergraft missed a block there, but Haynes able to make him miss, and his speed, he's able to beat those linebackers to the corner to make it 2nd down and about 5, it looks like.
2nd down and 4. Ball at the 6. Probert, shotgun. Handoff, Miller, right up the middle. He's got a gap on the right side. He's going to get up into just shy of the goal line. Touchdown, Seneca Indians. Touchdown, Roman Miller. The second effort puts it across. I was blinded to the play as there was all kinds of bodies there. And the side judge comes in and says it's a touchdown as Miller's able to get it across the goal line.
It was just a 2nd and 3rd effort there. I think he landed on a Cassville body, and he was able to stick his the ball out in front of him, as you're able to see there on the replay, and get in the end zone.
Grant Laughlin, the holder. Looks like Aiden Crane is the deep snapper for the Indians. Drew Sherwood, the kicker. Good snap, good hold. Kick is going to go up. Almost got blocked, and it is good. 5:11 to go here in the first quarter play. All knotted up at 7 here on the KNEO and Seneca Indian Sports Network.
Dairy Queen Grill and Chill in Seneca is the place to go before or after the game. Check out their amazing menu of fan-favorite blizzards like Oreo or cookie dough. Happy hour is daily from 2 to 5 p.m. That means everything you can drink from a straw is half-priced, excluding premium shakes. Don't forget to grab one of their $7 meal deals or their signature stack burgers and top it off with a Misty Slush. The Dairy Queen Grill and Chill in Seneca, located at 308 Washington, open daily from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. Proud to support the Seneca Indians.
Huddle Springs Church of Christ is bringing you today's ball game. They're a family-friendly church located just a few miles outside Seneca at 19306 Huddle Springs Road. With Sunday morning and evening worship services as well as midweek services on Wednesdays, check out HuddleSpringsChurchofChrist.org for more information about all the classes and fellowships they offer throughout the week. Huddle Springs Church of Christ, where they say, we want to go to heaven with you.
2.
And welcome back to Cassville, Missouri. Seth Wilson with Ben Wolcott, Coach Darryl Harbaugh, Landon Reiser, our cameraman this evening. We have no studio producer back at home in Neosho, as we are just only web streaming only this year. As Drew Sherwood's going to tee this one up at the 40-yard line, back teep to receive Mason Bryan, as well as number 31, Camden Beebe for the Wildcats. Roark taking a breather on the sideline. Low line drive kick that's going to bounce out to 15. Mishandled back there by Beebe. He finally picks it up. Blaze Graham's trying to give chase, and now he's got some green. He's going to make a cut back across midfield, and a touchdown saving tackle coming from number 13 for the Indians, Clay Davidson, the sophomore quarterback, as well as number 1, Ryder Owens, able to make the stop, as the little bit of a delay kind of gave him a running lane to go through.
Yeah, I mean, Seneca a little bit got off track there on their assignment. So
saw just a little bit of a runway, and there was nobody to fill that gap. Castleberry split out to the far side, to the near side this time for the Wildcats is Zach Myers. 2 sophomores out there for the Wildcats split out. Excuse me, Castleberry is a senior.
Once again, they're going to go with that quick huddle.
Wishbone formation. Handoff's going to go to the second man through. That's Roark. He's going to get stuffed at the line of scrimmage, and the Indians' defense stands strong on that play as they tried to have a lead blocker for Roark, and it was quickly bottled up. 2nd down and 10.
I think Probert is the one that messed it up for them. He didn't make the tackle, but he forced him back inside where the cavalry was for the Indians.
2nd down and 10. No, maybe a football length on that play. Good job by the Indians' defense. Run to Pendergraft's side, or maybe they switched to the last second, but good job by those guys. Roark split out to the near side. Got to watch him because they need a big play. They got to come answer right back to what Seneca was able to do in a short amount of time. Got to get that top help. Split back formation. Stearns going to look to pass. Spins the ball in his hands. Going to throw it out to the flats. He's got a man wide open. That's number 18. Nobody was guarding him, and he's going to be not taken down just yet. Finally brought down by Kai Adams inside the 20-yard line. A missed assignment there. Looked like Roman Miller was chasing late as they're able to get down to the 27. So Cassville is usually a primarily run-first team, but we've seen already that they are needing to pass the ball quite often.
Yeah, I mean, they're doing a good job against this we thought the secondary would be kind of one of the strengths for Seneca, but right now they're having some problems.
28-yard pickup all the way down to the 27-yard line, I believe it is. Yes. Split back formation. Handoff's going to be the first man through. He's going to get tackled up immediately by Roman Miller. Kevin Reinhardt throws his penalty flag on the field, and it's a legal procedure against Cassville. Going to march them back 5 yards.
This is kind of the first time that they've been behind the chains. I know they kind of had a 2nd down and 10, but really they haven't been behind the chains a lot so far here tonight.
Well, whenever you they've needed something, they're just going to go to the passing game, and that right. I mean, they're going to go to that right now probably because it's been 28-yarder or 31-yarder. Other than that, they've only had one play that's been double digits other than that one, of those 2 passing attempts. 3:59 to go here in the opening quarter of play. 7-7 is your score. Wishbone formation with the wing formation. It's going to be a give to number 11, Roark. Roark's going to run over Laughlin down to the 20-yard line. He goes, maybe the 21, just shy of the 20-yard line. So a pickup. They got all that yardage back quickly. A 2nd down, a pickup of 12, 2nd down and 3.
And, Seth, that's where missed tackles come in, too. One of them missed a tackle, and next thing you know, it's a big gain for this Cassville team.
2 receivers split out to the far side with Breedenson and Roark. Quickly up to the ball, split back formation. Handoff's going to go to the 2nd man through. He's got a gap. He's going to lower his shoulder, spins off the player, and then Kai Adams finally finishes him wrapping up. Hunter Haynes went low, and Brian spun over the top of him and kept his feet going and got positive yards for the 1st down.
Yeah, he went a little bit lower.
All the way down to looks like about the 13-yard line, I believe, is where they have it spotted at. So pickup of 7 on the play, 1st down and 10.
Right now, both teams having trouble stopping the other ones. It doesn't seem to matter if it's a run or pass.
3 minutes to go in the 1st quarter.
This is just some of those early season woes that we talked Seneca may have to work through. And right now, Seneca not really getting any pressure up the middle with those linemen.
Watch for a jump ball to Roark to the far side. Handoff's going to go to Thompson. He's going to dance around, run into Roman Miller, and get stood straight up and then driven backwards by the rest of the gang coming in to help out. They're going to give his forward progress down to about the 9-yard line, so pick up a 4 nonetheless. 2nd down and 6 for Thompson. Seneca Indian football brought to you tonight by Campbell Biddlecombe Funeral Home, Big Nickel, Missouri Southern State University, Marine Center Incorporated, Community Bank and Trust, 4-State Sports Report, Dairy Queen of Seneca, First Community Bank, and Neosho Chamber of Commerce. 2:13 to go here in the opening quarter. Cassville on the drive, got it 2nd down and about 7-6 to go on the 9-yard line. Double tight formation. Handoff's going to go to Roark. Roark trying to bounce to the outside, makes a couple man miss, and he's finally bottled up as there's a penalty flag that comes flying in as Blaze Graham was trying to make the play, and there's a holding penalty against Cassville. Looks like Pendergraft may have got held as he was coming in to make the play. That's going to march him back 10 yards from the 10-yard line.
And I think they're wondering if they're going to accept it, and obviously at this point you do. So they are going to send him back. Make it 2nd and 16.
If they take it from the spot of the foul, which they did not, they took it from this previous spot. So it'll be 2nd down and 16.
This is where you got to watch the running back slipping out because that's what caused them to have a big gain last time.
Cassville just eating up a lot of time in this 1st quarter. Their first drive taking 4 minutes, 32 seconds. Their 2nd drive so far, we're going to be right at the 3-minute mark already. Seneca's barely had the ball for 2.5 minutes. Low snap. Stern's going to look to pass. Running out to the far side. Roman, there's a penalty flag coming in as Miller grabbed a hold of the face mask, and you're going to give that 15 yards back to them on the face mask play. He had one last week against Webb City on the first play. And now they're throwing another flag out there as if the first one didn't catch it. And he's saying a 5-yard variety. I'm not sure they're talking to each other if it was incidental or grabbing and not letting go. So they'll sort this out again. The referees kind of getting their feet wet tonight, too, in week 1.
That side judge, has a little bit of a different look than the
It's just the 5-yard variety. It looks like it's going to be against Seneca.
So that'd be 2nd and 11. I mean, they had that play blown up pretty well. Unfortunately, he just grabbed a piece of the face mask.
That happens. Roman's got to learn to go a little bit lower whenever he goes to tackle guys, because it's the same thing that got him in trouble last week against the Webb City quarterback. Ball's going to be placed at the 15-yard line. So it's going to be 2nd down.
Should
and
be
12.
I was going to say it should be 11, 12, somewhere in there.
1:30 to go here in the first quarter of play. They got it inside the 15 to the 14.
I was going to say it was 2nd and 16, so it should be 2nd and 11.
You're right, Ben. They've got the clock going as Cassville again takes their time bringing their play in, but they just kind of sit in the huddle and wait till the last second, explode out of that huddle.
I was going to say with that mesh huddle, it doesn't really matter for them.
Roark split out to the near side. Got to find him as Sherwood's heads up on him. Split back formation behind Stearns. Stearns going to give to the first man through. He's going to get hit by Roman Miller and drop just for a gain of a couple to about the 11.5-yard line. They're going to say 3rd down for sure, but the ball placement's going to be at about the 12. Coach, do you have a better look than what I do?
Well, yeah, it's about the 11 or 12-yard line. But, it's got to be, 3rd and 9 or something like that. I mean, this is 4-down territory, looking back in the flat or something. I don't know if Cassville can go wide. They might be able to throw it wide.
I was going to say their one big pass play was a dump out from a receiver, running back sneaking out that side, and nobody picked him up.
30 seconds to go in the first quarter. Stearns quickly underneath center. Going to look to throw. Got the slant route, and it's going to be batted down by Probert. If he was able to get his mid out there just a second longer, he had a pick 6 because there was no one in front of him.
He read that beautifully, though. Good job there by Probert. He had it read. The corner over there, too. I'm not sure if that was Haynes or Wilson over there. Whoever was over there also had that slant read, too. So
yeah, he was jumping inside. That one was Laughlin, I believe
Laughlin.
it was.
Okay. Yeah, Laughlin had it, and good read by Brody Probert because he saw it wasn't a run, so he backed up and got into the slant lane. That's where he was at.
Roark going to be split out to the far side this time with number 25, Castleberry. 10 seconds left on the play clock. Number 4 split out to the near side. That's Moore. Split back formation. Stearns going to look to pass. Looking for the deep ball this time. Blaze Graham's going to be there, and he intercepts it in the goal line for a touchback. Good play by Blaze Graham to get that interception with 20 seconds left here in the first quarter, and Seneca will have it 1st down and 10.
Laughlin also had that as well. You see it there late on the replay. There was 2 of them there. Actually, that was Drew Sherwood over there, and so Sherwood had it, and I think you said Haynes picked it off.
Graham picked it off.
Yeah, Blaze Graham picked it off. They were both there, and they both had it read, and, bend but not break there for the Indians. Good job, as we'll get one more play here in the quarter.
1st down and 10 for Seneca with 20 seconds to go here. Trips to the far side. Graham split out to the near side. Graham's covered up by Roark. Probert's going to take it, run to the right side. He's going to bounce to the edge. He's at the 30, 35, 40, and finally taken down out of bounds at about 43-yard line.
There is a penalty flag as you watch on the replay. Goodness. I think there's a holding call. Not sure who they're going to call there on the hold, but the referee had it as you're watching the replay, and that run, unfortunately, isn't going to matter for the Indians as it's going to become 1st and 20.
Again, Seneca's got to figure out, if you kind of remember back to Coach Hilburn's first year, this kind of has that feeling guys are trying to kind of find their place in the first few games of the season.
And it must have been...
Yeah, that flag was about 7 yards downfield.
I was just going to say, I think it must have been picking up a safety or something because it's 1st and 12.
So back to the 18-yard line, 1st down and 12 it is. Probert shotgun. Receivers to each side. And the handoff's going to go to Miller to the right side. Miller's got a head of steam, lowers his shoulder on the defender at the 25, falls forward to about the 27. That's going to do it for the first quarter of play as we are all tied up 7-7 after 1 here at Wildcat Stadium here on the KNEO and Seneca Indian Sports Network.
Gas and Snack in Seneca is proud to support the Seneca Indians and be a part of the Seneca community. Located at 13698 Highway 43 in Seneca, they aren't just a place to fuel.
Mid-America Specialty Markets of Seneca is a supporter of the Seneca Indians, and they're proud to bring you today's game. They provide insurance services for the 4-state area, including home, auto, life, and agribusiness. Located at 910 Washington Avenue in Seneca, they are licensed in Missouri, Oklahoma, Arkansas, and Kansas. Learn more today at midminsurance.com or call 417-451-9400. 9177. Mid-America Specialty Markets. Protecting your business and family is our specialty.
Locally owned, operated, and here for you. Check out the new face of the Neosho Daily News, covering Newton County, highlighting area residents, businesses, school news, sports, and more. Find us on Facebook at Neosho Daily News or call 417-451-1520. Go get 'em, Indians!
And we welcome you back as we get ready to start things here in the second quarter of play. Seneca waiting for Cassville to get up to the line of scrimmage. Go ahead, Coach.
I give a little shout out to Jude King last play. Man, hooked the end, let us go second level. That was a safety that had to make the tackle.
Second down and a long 2 for Seneca. Haynes going to go in motion. Looked like there was a false start because it looked like maybe somebody jumped. I thought they were waiting for the snap. I don't know if the snap is Gentry Barnes as he hits himself on the head. He knows he shouldn't have jumped. 5-yard penalty, making it second down and 7. Right now, Seneca can't beat themselves. They just got to take care of business up front.
Well, Seth, you look at it, I think the tight end was pointing out an assignment, and that may have messed up Gentry Barnes a little bit and got him to jump because he was pointing, I think, at one of the linebackers.
Trips to the far side with Wilson, Haynes, and Sherwood. Graham split out to the near side. Probert awaiting the snap. Going to fake the handoff. He's going to run the pitch play to Miller. Miller makes one guy miss. Still on his feet at 30. He's got enough for the first down. Gets taken down at the 35. Falling forward to the 37. A pickup of 14 on the pitch play. I'm not sure if that was a busted play or Probert just all of a sudden saw somebody and had to get rid of it quickly.
It was a busted play. The end was able to get there. And then Sherwood was able to push somebody in the backfield and able to get a good run there as you see it on the replay.
11:42 to go here in the second quarter. Trips to the near side this time, one receiver to the far side. 4-2 look for Cassville. 5 defensive backs. Probert going to look to pass. Now he's just going to take off and run. He runs right into the first man as Barnes had trouble getting rid of his guy he was blocking because he made the play. Number 58 coming up, Ricky Norris, the 6'2", 215-pound junior, just spun out of Barnes' block and tackled Probert for a gain of 2 on the play.
Gentry Barnes trying to block him to the inside. Probert just went to the inside and ran into Cassville.
So just a pickup of 2 on the play. Kai Adams checks back in here. Handoff's going to go to Miller. Miller's going to have through the first line, and he's going to leap forward and get down to the 46-yard line. A pickup of 7 on the play, leaving a third down and 1.
To keep up on the latest Seneca broadcast ball game schedule, be sure to like us on Facebook, facebook.com/KNEO Radio. Follow us on X at KNEO 917 Sports. Big third down here. Third down, long 1, short 2.
So Norris, that got injured, or made that play previously on Probert, comes off hobbling on that after that play. And once again, Seneca unable to get their snap and their guys going on the front line in sync, and it's going to march them back 5 yards, illegal shift, 2 men in motion.
I mean, it's kind of penalty flags are killing both teams here, Seth. It's been a penalty fest here in the first half.
It's called growing pains right here for the offensive line.
Well, you go from a team that had 4 starters, actually Renfro been starting since the sophomore too, so you had all returning starters on the offensive line last year, and yet you had experience of those, and plus Hagan. You had experience there. Hardly ever did we see false start penalties.
Be interesting to see. I mean, if you can get a big enough chunk here, you probably go for it on 4th down, but the whole playbook's open.
Toss play to Miller. Miller's going to get to the edge. He's across midfield, got enough for the first down as he goes leaping forward over the defender as he has legs taken out from underneath him across midfield to the 48.
Good job there. Kai Adams, lead blocker for him. It's just a straight pitch there on the left. They got to the second level as one of the linemen able to pick up one of those linebackers, and Seneca has been able to run the ball here tonight. They've kind of killed themselves so far. This has been a long drive, and a lot of it's been necessitated by penalties.
Well, we're only 2 minutes into the drive, so yeah, figuratively or relatively speaking, it is a long drive for Seneca because the first one only took 2 minutes. Probert going to fake the handoff to Miller, going to go to the left side. He's across the 40-yard line, diving forward, has enough for the first down to about the 37. 11-yard pickup for Probert on that carry.
You'll notice Cassville's, if you're watching on the internet with us, you'll notice Cassville's defensive ends, their C-gap responsibility. They like to dive to the inside. Probert popped it out to the outside. Both plays been outside.
Well, Coach, you described the replay without knowing it.
Good job, Coach.
Good job.
What do you mean without knowing it? I watched it live.
55 yards away. Yeah, you knew what was going on. 9:15 to go here in the opening quarter. Hand off to Miller. Again, he's going to go to the left side. Makes one-man miss. Still on his feet. Gets behind the block at the 20, the 15. Staying on his feet. Tiptoes down the sideline. Touchdown, Seneca Indians. Touchdown.
Nice.
Oh, he stepped out of bounds. They're saying all the way back at the 17 or 18-yard line.
Yeah, he did. He got close, but he did.
He was dancing down through there, Coach. Looked like some of your moves you got.
Well, that's my moves when I'm trying to get out of bed in the morning. That's what I look like. No, you see once again what they do. They bounced it outside. Their D ends are sucked inside, and the only guy is a linebacker. We get the H back on him. They're tough to stop.
19-yard pickup. 9 minutes to go. Ball on the 18-yard line. Here in the first half of play. Probert's going to take it right up the middle. Makes a couple dance steps. He's going to get a few yards upfield to about the 12. Pickup of about 6 on the play. 2nd down and 4. So right now, Seneca needs to go penalty-free because you're in the red zone. Now you just need to punch it in. Don't take any steps backwards because we saw that bite Cassville a while ago when they got in the red zone.
This is where here you just pound it straight ahead.
Probert shotgun formation. Handoff's going to go to Miller. He's got one guy in his back. Oh, gets taken down awkwardly because his left leg was still planted in the ground. Coming up to make the play for the Wildcats is Zach Myers, a sophomore, grabbed a hold of Miller's jersey, pulled him down, and his leg was planted in the ground, but he's able to pop up and be okay.
Seneca going a little bit smaller here on 3rd down. Looks like they took out Miller there for a second, bring in a couple wide receivers here, and Kai Adams in the backfield.
Just got to let Miller get a spell because he's been on both sides of the ball.
Oh, Miller's still in the game.
Miller is still in the game. Handoff, it's Probert to the right side, lowers his shoulder at about the 8-yard line, takes Sherwood down with him. He's going to have enough for the first down to the 5. Pickup of 7 on the play on the 3rd down and 4 play. 1st down and 10.
You're right. I think I saw Kai Adams coming out. I got them confused, 6 and 7, but good job there by the Indians to get the 1st down and 1st and goal now.
Well, the last play they ran, Kai Adams, he was supposed to kick the end out. He missed the end. That's how Roman Miller got tackled.
I see. Yeah, because that's who that was, number 35 or 39, I believe it was. Adams checks back in at the H-back position. Handoff to Miller. He's going to stick his nose up behind center, spins out of contact, still on his feet, driving forward, and he's going to be taken down at about the 2-yard line, 2.5-yard line, forward progress.
Make it to 3, Seth.
Isn't it just now 2nd down? That's what I thought. That was the 1st down and goal play. The scoreboard had 2nd down. So 2-yard pickup there for Miller, and it's 2nd down and goal. 7:08 to go here in the opening half of play. All tied up at 7. Seneca knocking on the door at the 3-yard line of Cassville. Haynes to the near side. Sherwood to the far side. Probert takes the snap, fakes it to Miller. Going to bounce to the outside. He's going to go into the end zone. Touchdown, Seneca Indians. Touchdown, Brody Probert, as he punches it in from 3 yards out on the quarterback keeper.
And Seth, that's where they've been successful running the ball. You see it here on the replay. You have Miller on the fake. A good job there by the linemen to get blocks, and Probert able to dance into the end zone for 6.
Well, that was a long drive, Ben. 5 minutes, 30 seconds taken off the clock. On that drive, started all the way back at their 20-yard line, 80 yards on the drive. A couple penalties mixed in there as well. Slow snap, good hold. Kick is going to be up and good. 6:50 to go here. Seneca leads 14-7 in the first half on the KNEO and Seneca Indian Sports Network.
Proudly supporting the Seneca Indians is Doug's Body Works. Owned and operated by Doug Scribner, they offer a 24-hour wrecker service and specialize in auto body and frame repair. Doug's Body Works is located at 1008 Oneida in Seneca and is proud to serve the local area. 417-776-8611. Go Indians!
Being a Lion comes with a reputation for excellence. Whether it's in the classroom, on the court, or in the community, Lions are leading the way. With innovative and immersive academic programs, new scholarship opportunities, and a campus committed to the future, Now is the perfect time to find your purpose. Find your pride at Missouri Southern State University.
And we welcome you back as the last drive for the Indians went 12 plays, 5 minutes, 30 seconds off the clock, capped off by the 3-yard touchdown run by Probert. Back deep to receive is Roark, and I believe also back deep to receive is number 31 for the Wildcats. He had a good return a while ago. He's going to have another one. Blaze Graham misses him there, and 31 still on his feet and gets all the way to midfield. Clay Davidson making the touchdown-saving tackle once again as Camden Beebe, the 5'9", 170-pound junior return man, has done some good things for Cassville, getting big chunks of yardage. The last one went to the 45. This one gets across midfield to the 49.
And, Seth, I think for this Seneca team, they're trying to kick it away from Roark. And, this other guy is killing them.
So a short field here for Cassville, their best field position to start the night. Seneca has yet to have the ball anywhere close to the 40-yard line to start a drive. They've only had 2 drives. Cassville's had it at the 35, the 45, and now on the Seneca's 49.
And yet somehow they trail.
Split back formation. First man through is going to get stood up and then driven back by Roman Miller. Good job by Jace Renfro to grab a hold of the lower body, and Miller finished him off. A pick of about 2 on the play for Gautney, I believe it was, on the carry.
Cassville lineman was basically on top of Renfro, and Renfro was still able to work through it and hold him up enough to let the cavalry come in.
Well, that's your trap play there, where they pull the backside guard and hit our right side D tackle, and Renfro saw it, got underneath the block, and got a hold of the running back.
Now they're going to bring Beebe in as the running back as well. He's done some good things returning kicks. Why not put him in the backfield? Receivers to each side this time for Cassville. It's an inverted wishbone. Handoff's going to go to the second man through. He's trying to bounce to the outside. Probert's going to give chase and take him down for a loss. Back at the original line of scrimmage, trying to give it to Beebe to get to the edge, and he can't escape Probert's grasp.
That was an excellent job there by Probert because he had a lot of room on this side if Probert doesn't hang on for dear life.
Well, Ben, we've said it multiple times tonight. We'll have to say it again right now. Need a big play. Who are you going to go to?
Yeah, Roark. So you got to know where Roark is. You probably have safety help over the top with him.
And once again, they're trying to run wide. That's right into the strength of Seneca and their speed. But we got to be able to cover just a little bit better in our secondary.
5:15 to go here in the first half of play. Wishbone formation behind Stearns. Stearns is going to give it a play fake. Now he's going to roll out looking for the backside, and he's going to throw a ball up that's going to be incomplete, intended for Roark, and Blaze Graham came over the top and knocked that one free, almost able to have his second interception on the night. Good job by Graham to recover and almost get that one.
And you see it here on the replay. It is the running back that snuck out. A good job there by Graham and also by Haynes there, I believe. 23, is that Haynes?
Yes.
Good job by him. He read it as well, and he was with him step for step. So that was one of those running backs that was able to read it.
Go ahead, Coach. You got something? I thought I heard you come in. Yeah, the play action went to the right side. They had the back escaping out of the backfield to the left side. They were hoping that they were going to get the safety to bite. Great awareness by Graham and Haynes both, because Haynes saw him and picked him up coming out of the backfield. Roark looking to punt this one away. Back deep to receive. It's a wobbly kick, and it's going to bounce down to 22. Haynes is going to let it roll, and it rolls inside the 10 to about the 8-yard line. So Seneca will now have 92 yards to go, 4:51 to go here in the first half of play. Penalty flag.
And it could be sideline interference with one of the coaches.
Yeah, I may have ran into one of the coaches.
And that's exactly what it is.
So it's just a warning against Seneca. 4:51 to go here as the punt for Cassville gets all the way down to the 8.
Make sure you stay tuned after tonight's game for the Final Drive Scoreboard Show, sponsored by Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. Also, check out our live scoreboard during the game. Go to kneo.org/sports. Click on the scoreboard link to get the latest scores from games around the area as they're happening.
So Seneca's got to go 92 yards in 4 minutes and 51 seconds.
They've proven they can do that. It's just a question of, can you avoid the penalties?
Cassville subbing in some different guys now up front on the defensive line. Toss play to Miller to the short side of the field. Miller's going to take a good head of steam forward across the 10-yard line. Going to get to about the 14. And they're going to mark him back to the 13-yard line and just to pick up a 5, second down and 5.
You say just to pick up a 5, but you'll take 5 yards to carry all the time.
I know. Miller already up to 11 carries on the night.
He's going to make that safety miss one of these times.
They keep running that to the short side of the field, too. It's kind of unusual. Most coaches don't like to run to the short side of the field, but Hilburn just keeps going right after, and it's having some success. Hand off to Miller, going to dance around a little bit, taking defenders with him, going to stretch out, try to get to the first down marker, but I believe he's just going to be about a yard shy to about the 27.
Ball security here is key for Seneca. You don't want to turn it over and give them a short field. Both teams all 3 timeouts here with 2 minutes to go until halftime.
4 minutes.
Okay.
4 minutes. Yeah, it's like we lost some time there.
I read that wrong.
It's okay. Split outs for Probert. Miller in the backfield. Adams in the backfield. High snap. Probert's going to bobble it. He brings it in. He's just going to get to the edge and get the first down as he's trying to get behind Jagger Wilson's block. That was a high snap, and he did a good job to corral that one, just make something out enough, and it's going to be enough for a first down for Probert on that run.
That's some of the growing pains we talk about. You got a new center in there. Renfro, the center the last 2 years. Got a new center in there, a little bit high, but able to snag it down and get a first down. Let the drive continue, and Seneca does get the ball to start the second half, so you'd love to score here to end the half.
3:20 to go here in the first half. Trips to the near side this time for Probert as Adams checks it out. Blaze Graham on the far side. Play action. Going to look for the deep ball. Haynes is going downfield. He's open. He's got, it's in and out of his hands as the defender comes over the top at the last second and makes the play. That's Beebe. And the first passing attempt for Seneca on the season goes incomplete. Great ball there. Just a great play by the Cassville defender. Seneca Indian football brought to you by People's Bank of Seneca, Crowder College, Christian Healthcare Ministries, the Seneca School District, Southwest Missouri Bank, Neosho Daily News, Doug's Body Works, Prairie Top Chiropractic, and Cedar Lane Farm and Garden. Second down and 10 for the Indians. 3:04 to go here in the first half. Probert, play action. He's just going to take it and run to the left side, trying to find an opening, dancing around, getting across the 25 to about the 27-yard line to pick up a 5, makes it 3rd and 5.
And Seth, the way Seneca's been running the ball, you can kind of take that shot on first down because you still feel like you have 2 downs to get a first down, and when you can get 5 yards of carry, I think you feel like you're pretty successful.
And Hilburn's, right now, he knows his time. This kind of reminds me of some different games where he's had the time, the clock up against him. He just goes about his business like usual. I don't know if it's really a 2-minute drill for him because in his mind, he's got all the time in the world with his offense. Quarterback run to the left side. Probert getting behind Miller's block, hurling over defenders. He's got enough for the first down to the 35-yard line as the clock will stop momentarily at 2:20.
And once again, Seth, Seneca all 3 timeouts, so they got plenty of time to score.
8-yard pickup for Probert on the QB run to the left. It seems like they've been going to the left a lot. Have you noticed that? Is that me? Am I picking up on something?
It's not just you.
I feel like I'm saying that every time.
Well, you think about it, last year they went behind Ginger a lot. They kind of moved Ginger around a little bit, but right now they may feel a little bit more comfortable behind Renfro and Pendergraft on that left side.
Orler, Sherwood, and Graham to the near side. Going to send a man in motion. That's Wilson. They're going to look to the arrow route to Wilson. Wilson's got blockers in front of him. Makes a dance move at the 40. Still on his feet. Gets up to the 45-yard line. And no timeout yet as the Mason Bryan's helmet comes off.
He's going to have to check out for a play.
Yeah, I believe you're right. So they had that to 36 a while ago. So Probert a while ago able to get 9 yards. Not 99 yards, but 9 yards. And then the pass completion to Jagger Wilson gets 9 yards.
Pendergraft did a good job there, Seth, of coming back and picking up that linebacker to allow a couple extra yards.
Second down and 1:47 to go here in the first quarter play. Play action pass. Probert's going to look to throw. He's got Haynes open again. Haynes is in and out of his hand as Beebe once again breaks that one up. Probert just leaving a little bit short on that one. And it's going to make it 3rd down and 1.
But with 2nd and 1, you kind of feel like you can take that shot, and he just put a little too much underneath that ball, Seth, because Haynes had him beat if he's able to put a little bit more touch on it.
Beebe's not even knowing the ball's coming to him. His back has been turned. He kind of looks lost back there at the safety position, but he's made 2 good plays. 2 receivers to the far side this time for the Indians. Probert checking with Hilburn. 13 seconds left in the play clock. Low snap. Probert, that's going to be a legal snap. 1:37 to go here And instead of it being 3rd down and 1, now you got 3rd down and 6. Probert wasn't even ready for that one. I'm not sure what the miscommunication was, but back to the 40-yard line they go. Maybe wanted to get some different personnel in there, give the guys a breather. I don't know. Take the penalty on the false start. I don't know. That was kind of an odd situation, odd scenario of events.
Still can run the ball here if you're Seneca.
Got to get that 6 yards to keep this drive alive with 1:40 to go, 1:37 to go. Probert looking to pass. Going to dump it back to Miller. Miller gets hit hard as he gets around Pendergraft's block. No gain in the play. Pendergraft was out there lead blocking. The guy he was lead blocking made the play.
Kind of surprised that Cassville doesn't take a timeout here.
Yeah, that is kind of unusual because Seneca will be getting the ball to start the second half on a 4th down situation. Clock is at 1:12. Hilburn's probably going to let this one wind all the way down under 1 minute before he calls the timeout.
Yeah, I mean, you got 4 or 5 guys for Seneca right around that side judge. So I think, like you said, a timeout will be coming here.
Hilburn's waiting and waiting and waiting, talking to the side judge. And at 2 seconds, 1 second, he's going to call the timeout. We'll step aside for a quick break. We'll come back. We'll have the 4th down play right after this.
Have you ever felt burdened, broken, or worthless? The other day I was digging through my wallet and came across an old wrinkled $20 bill. If I offered you that bill, would you take it? No matter what I do to it, that $20 bill has value because of what it is, not how it looks or where it's been. You may feel worthless, but you're not. You still have value to Jesus. To learn more, call 888-NEED-HIM or chat with us live at needhim.org.
Hey, we welcome you back. Community Bank and Trust, proudly serving our customers for the past 140 years. We visit their branch at 1102 South Cherokee for all your banking needs. Member FDIC and equal housing lender, proud sponsor of the Seneca Indians. Everyone at the Neosho Daily News wish the Seneca Indians good luck. Let's go get that win.
So Seneca looking to punt for their first time in 2025. Back deep to receive, I believe, is Mason Bryan, standing on his own 23-yard line.
I think that's Wilson punting for the Indians.
And that it is, left-footed punter. Good spiraling kick that Bryan's going to retreat and field this one out about the 20-yard line, trying to get blockers in front of him. Jude King comes up, spins out that tackle, and then Laughlin and Hartg finish him up. King had him hit hard, but just unable to wrap him up and take him down to the ground. Finally gets brought down to 33.
Be interesting to see what they do here. Cassville, 36 seconds left here in the first half. Do you take a knee? They have all 3 timeouts.
I don't think they're going to take a knee. They're going to try to get back even. They're going to look for the deep ball. Seneca had the deep ball twice, just left a little bit short. Roark going to be split out to the far side. Graham needs to get a little bit more depth because they ran verticals last week in the Jamboree to Roark as he was on the outside receiver position. Stearns going to give it off to Gautney. Gautney's going to get taken down immediately by Kai Adams at about the 34-yard line. Just a gain of 1 for Adams, and there's another lineman slow to come up for Cassville.
And with that play the way it is, and Coach Welding not taking a timeout, makes you wonder here if he's going to be content to go into halftime down by 7. Because they're not even sniffing
some of the players are already walking to the locker room with 3 seconds left on the clock. That's going to do it for the first half of play. Seneca leads 14-7 here on the KNEO and Seneca Indian Sports Network.
If we really believe that men are lost apart from Jesus Christ, it should become a burning incentive to evangelize with zeal and passion.
Billy Graham.
Evangelism is the proclamation of the historical biblical Christ as Savior and Lord, with the view to persuading people to come to Him personally and be reconciled to God. Jesus said, "This gospel of the kingdom shall be preached throughout the world." The evangelization of the world does not mean that all men will respond, but that all men will be given an opportunity to hear. No one method will be right for every person in every situation at any given time. But some method of evangelism is certainly right for all people in all situations at all times.
The Holy Spirit can take any method and use it to win souls.
Learn more about sharing your faith at findpeacewithgod.net. That's findpeacewithgod.net from the Billy Graham Evangelistic Association.
Welcome to the KNEO Sports Network Halftime Show. Once again, here's Ben Walcott.
Welcome back to Cassville as we're at the half, and the halftime show is brought to you by Prairie Top Chiropractic. Coming up at the half, we'll talk with new Seneca softball coach Cassidy Barclay as part of our Indians Minute, and we'll have an interview with a Freeman trainer as part of our Freeman Sports Health Minute. You're listening and watching to Seneca Indian football here on the KNEO and Seneca Indian Sports Network.
Seneca Indian Athletics is sponsored by Prairie Top Chiropractic. Located at 4556 Quince Road in Seneca, chiropractic physician Seth Wilson offers chiropractic services to Seneca and the surrounding areas. For appointment information, their phone number is 417-776-4556 or discover more at facebook.com/Prairie Top Chiropractic. Prairie Top Chiropractic, where their slogan is Better Health, Better You.
Prater's Pharmacy in Seneca is a proud supporter of the Seneca Indians. The pharmacy is open from 9 to 5:30 Monday through Friday and from 9 to 1 on Saturday. They offer an automatic refill program and internet refill service online at praterspharmacy.com and through their mobile apps. They also have a drive-through window. Prater's Pharmacy at 1711 Cherokee in Seneca, 417-776-8701. Go Indians!
The Indians Minute is sponsored by Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance Agent Josh Dodson. His office is located at 809 South Neosho Boulevard in Neosho, Missouri.
Welcome to today's edition of the Indians Minute here on KNEO. I'm Ben Walcott. Today we're joined by the new softball coach at Seneca High School, Cassidy Barclay. And Cassidy, first of all, congratulations on getting the job. But secondly, what kind of made you want the Seneca job here in the first place?
Well, hi, thank you. I appreciate that. I'm really excited to be here. So let's see. I grew up in Southwest Missouri, so coming back home, I was gone for a few years, and when I was in college, and then I moved to North Dakota for a few years. So coming back home to this area was big for me, and I wanted to coach softball and wanted to get the chance to teach as well. So obviously this position was open, and I was super excited about it. And yeah, it pretty much everything just fell into place. So it was definitely a God thing, I think, and I just really was excited to get the opportunity to coach in the Big 8 and closer to home. So.
And you mentioned coaching in the Big 8. The Big 8 conference here, at least fall softball, there's only 6 teams in the Big 8 softball-wise, so you have that round-robin schedule. Do you kind of like that because you have, basically 10 guaranteed games, 1 home, 1 away, and you're almost guaranteed a true champion because you can't say, well, they got us one day if you're able to win the league?
Yeah, I think that is a unique thing that not all conferences get the leisure of doing. I think it's, like you said, you might be like, okay, well, they beat us the last time, but we know what they have, so let's give it our best go the second time. And I think that you can't just say we had a bad game. It's genuinely like, no, we were the better team or they were the better team, and it gives you the chance to throw your best at them every time you can. So, yeah, I think it's definitely a cool setup.
And you guys, you have, I think, 5, maybe 6 girls back this year compared to last year's team. Last year only 10 girls came out for Seneca. You were able to get a few more out this year, but just what are your goals and expectations for this season as you get rolling? I'm sure they'll change as you get throughout the year, but you're going to probably be relying heavily on those girls that have played before.
Right. That I would agree with you there. We have 4 girls who are returners. So Jolie King is a sophomore, Cordy Hancock is a junior, Rayleigh Davis is a senior, and Abby Jamros is a senior. And then we have some more girls with a lot more playing experience, but they're coming in as freshmen. And then we have some older girls. They just would be new to our program. And like you said, it's an adjustment, obviously, but we are relying on those girls who have been here longer to lead us, and then girls who have played travel ball and growing up to be leaders. Our goals this year would be, we're shooting really high. We have good pitching, so we're trying to get to that district tournament and come home with the championship. But I think in order to get there, we've really been focusing a lot on the knowledge of the game and that softball IQ and trying to help them understand what to do in a situation and understand why we need to throw the ball to our cutoff or why we need to do this in a first and third situation. So we've really been working on talking through those situations, knowing what we need to do and why, and then just confidence in the box, in the circle, and everything. Just trying to really get better at those skills. And it's been a lot of teaching the game, teaching the fundamentals. But I think these girls have put in a lot of work, and it's already starting to show. So I'm hopeful that we can do the little things and it'll pay off.
And you guys play a lot of games in a short amount of time. By this time it airs tomorrow night, you will have already played 2 games in the Aurora tournament, and then you have a couple games on Saturday as well, and then you get your home opener on Tuesday. And this year it seems like, at least when I just glanced at the schedule, there are a lot of home games for you this year. Do you think that will help being at home versus on the road, or does it not matter as much in softball?
I think in a sport like softball, a lot of our fan base is typically those friends and family, but it is just more comfortable being at home. You know, you didn't have to travel, you didn't have to be on the bus for an hour, you didn't have to leave school so early, so there's a little bit more routine in it. I am super excited to I think we have 9 home games, so that is a big perk, obviously. We don't have the same fan base as what your home basketball game or your home football game would have, but you are going to have a bigger crowd at home, so that always makes a difference, but not quite the same, I would say, as, you know, your Friday night under the lights at a football game.
Yeah, but it's definitely exciting, and we'll be covering most of your games here this year, so if you want to go ahead and watch any of the games, if you can't make it to Seneca, or if they're on the road, I'll be traveling with you guys a lot, so make sure to tune in on the Seneca page of our KNEO website, and you'll be able to catch a lot of the Seneca games here throughout the season. Cassidy, we want to thank you for taking a couple minutes here today, and we'll be in touch a lot this year as we'll be covering you guys a lot. So thank you for your time here today on the Indians Minute.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you for listening to the Indians Minute, sponsored by Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance Agent Josh Dodson. His office is located at 809 South Neosho Boulevard in Neosho, Missouri. For more information, his number is 417-451-1504.
This portion of the game is brought to you by People's Bank of Seneca, proudly investing in our community and you since 1996. They provide checking and savings accounts as well as CDs and loans for individuals and businesses. They offer multiple locations in Joplin, Seneca, and Neosho, or visit them online at peoplesbankofseneca.com. People's Bank of Seneca is here for everyone in the 4 states. Proud supporters of the Seneca Indians, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
If you're a weekend warrior who likes to go, don't let pain put the brakes on your pace. When you need help with an injury that keeps you from moving, you want an orthopedic team with a proven track record. Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine is nationally recognized, and were recently named CareCheck's #1 hospital in the market and top 10% hospital in the state for hip fracture repair. Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, the experience you need to keep pace with life.
A nonprofit organization, a sponsor of high school sports.
It's time for the Freeman Sports Health Minute. The Freeman Sports Team is proud to serve as the official sports medicine provider for over 20 area high schools and colleges.
Welcome to another Health Minute here on KNEO. Adam Winkler here with you, joined by Doug Ashton. He is a trainer with Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. And Doug, today's topic is, what are some of the common causes of lower back pain in athletes?
One of the first things that you kind of look at with low back pain, a lot of kids don't realize that when they play or are active is they don't take enough time to stretch. They get out and are very, very active, but they get tight. And what happens is they grow. A lot of times they go through a growth spurt. And when they grow, they don't stretch enough. And, you know, the bones grow faster than the muscles do, and then they get tight. And so they just think, oh, I don't need to stretch. And they don't realize that stretching is so vital. And when they don't stretch, it's usually the back side of their thighs, which are the hamstrings. Those hamstrings get super tight. And when they do that, they utilize, when those hamstrings are tight, they use more of the back than they do the hamstrings. And when they're not stretched, the back takes more of the brunt. So the back gets that ability or that movement, the back gets all of that draw. So the back it's basically the bad guy gets all of the hard work rather than the legs for some reason. And so instead of the hamstrings getting all the pull, the back gets all the pull. So that's why you see lower back pain with a lot of those injuries seeming than it is the hamstrings. But the legs get a lot of work too. So usually those kids respond pretty well, but it's just a matter of showing them what to do or how to do that, and they come out of that pretty well and pretty quickly as long as they're shown what to do. But that's usually the case. There is other situations where other types of injuries can occur, but it's a matter of identifying and evaluating them correctly and showing them what to do. And if it seems like it's something that's not going to correct in a quick amount of time, or it's going to be something that's going to linger, or it's something that's going to go on for a longer period of time, it may need further evaluation, it may need follow-up with the physician, it may need x-rays, something of that nature, then we definitely want to get follow-up care for them.
For the Freeman Sports Health Minute, I'm Adam Winkler.
Thank you for listening to the KNEO Sports Network Halftime Show. The teams are headed back out on the field. Seth Wilson and Ben Walcott are ready to go in the broadcast booth, and Daryl Harbaugh is returning to the sideline. The third quarter is almost here. Back with more Indians football after this on the KNEO and Seneca Indians Sports Network.
Missionary work throughout the world is undergoing vast changes, upheavals, and revolutions. The concept of missions is changing rapidly.
More than anything else, missionary work is sharing the love of Jesus Christ with people who need it. Billy Graham says that's not something reserved just for missionaries serving in some foreign land.
Christians everywhere are under orders to share their faith. Jesus said, "All authority has been given unto me in heaven and on earth. Go ye therefore and make disciples of all nations." God does not look upon people as representing various races. He only divides the human race into two categories, the saved and the unsaved. To the unsaved of the world, he says, your sins can be forgiven. You can find peace, joy, and rest.
Would you like some help sharing that message with others? We're here for you. Visit us at findpeacewithgod.net from the Billy Graham Evangelistic Association.
And we welcome you back here at the half on the KNEO and Seneca Indian Sports Network as Seneca is leading this one 14-7. They will get the ball to start the second half. Got to watch that trickeration, Ben. Got to watch that trickeration. Maybe an onside kick for Cassville to start the second half. Maybe that's the reason why they didn't try anything with 30 seconds left in the first half with good field possession. Looking at stats through the first half, Jaron Stearns for Cassville has completed 3 of 6 passes, 1 interception, 1 touchdown for 60 yards. Stearns on the ground, 1 carry for 1 yard. Gottlieb, 3 carries for 8 yards. Brian, kind of the workhorse for them, I guess, if you will, 4 carries for 22 yards. Roark, 3 carries for 17 yards. Thompson, 2 carries for 12 yards. And Beebe, 1 carry for -2 yards. Roark has the 2 receptions for 32 yards. Bradison has 1 reception for 28 yards. So 27 on the ground, 60 through the air for Cassville in the first half. For Seneca in the first half, Probert is 2 of 4 for 9 yards. Actually, the first one was incomplete as well. Excuse me. Miller has 12 carries for an even 100 yards in the first half. Probert, 9 carries for 72 yards. Haynes has 1 carry for 6 yards. Miller has 1 reception, no gain on that reception. Wilson has 1 reception for 9 yards, so 178 through the air and 178 on the ground, 9 yards through the air so far in the first half for the Indians. Looking at time of possession, 12:01 for Seneca, 11:59 for Cassville. Probably the easiest one I'll have in the entire year. Time of possession, just 3 possessions for Seneca, 2 touchdowns, 1 punt. Cassville, 4 possessions first half. 1 ended up in an interception, 1 a punt, 1 a touchdown, and 1 was the end of that first half. 27 plays on offense, 186 yards for Seneca. 21 plays for Cassville, 109 yards net for Cassville. Any thoughts been on that first half so far?
I think Cassville's MO here tonight has been to keep the ball out of Seneca's hands because Seneca has proven that they can move the ball. I mean, I know Cassville has moved the ball as well, but I think they're trying to limit the possessions that Seneca can have.
Yeah, Seneca 2 for 2. Really, I mean, that last one, they kind of stalled out a little bit, had a crucial penalty where the ball was snapped. Nobody was ready for it. Made it 3rd down and 6, and they tried that backside screen to Miller. Had a little trouble sustaining a block from Miller to be able to spring free, because I think he would have had a big gainer on that play. Just trying to get something going with the passing game to keep Cassville honest. But right now, I mean, if you look at the front, Cassville has guys coming off, the rotating guys in at defensive tackle. Seneca's kept with their solid Hartgee, Renfro, Crane, and Pendergraft up front on the defensive side, whereas Cassville's having to sub a lot of guys in because they can't get any type of momentum against our guys.
Yeah, I will say, a couple times Seneca has been able to get them behind the chains, but they're not kind of getting that push, Seth, that they were able to get last year, and I think that'll be something that, like Coach talked about, it's growing pains. It's week 1.
There's going to be a lot of stuff for them to look at after this, even the first half, I'm sure, after the game. Some scores throughout the area, some unbelievable scores, honestly. Looking around the Big 8 conference, Nevada all over Monette in the first half, 36-6. That's kind of shocking to me because last year Monette put up all kinds of big numbers. They got the transfer in from Texas. That's a lot of points to be scored against a team, a Monette. That's kind of crazy that they've only put 1 score on the board for Monette.
You also have to wonder with how much they pass the ball if some of those are pick sixes or short fields for this Nevada team.
Well, we did have 3 of those last year. I think even Nolan Napier got in on the action last year with a pick 6 against Monette. Springfield Catholic over at East Newton in the half, 17-6. Mount Lamar leading in McDonald County, 20-13 at the half. And there was no score on the KNEO app, but I believe I saw somewhere it was 14-7 in favor of Mount Vernon.
I think it was 14-6 is what I heard them say.
So first quarter, second quarter score there for those two. Probably into the half. That first half was rather quick, though. Ben and I were talking about that. That first half seemed to fly by.
Well, to me it didn't fly by, but I think a lot of that had to do with penalties. Time-wise it did, but...
We had a 2 or 3 minute delay at the very beginning because I couldn't decide if the ball was going to be placed at the 35 or the 40-yard on the kick out of bounds. Then we had a couple penalties here and there that I had to walk through. I haven't got penalty yards yet. I didn't even go through that yet. I'm sure each team has about 5 apiece,
at least,
I would guess.
And that's not even – I think they accepted them all. I was going to say, that may not even be accepted versus not accepted.
Coach, any thoughts on that first half of play by the Indians? Are you with us?
Don't
think he's with us.
I was going to say his microphone isn't on.
So. All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back. Your halftime show sponsors tonight, Prairie Top Chiropractic.
Seneca Indian Athletics is sponsored by Prairie Top Chiropractic. Located at 4556 Quince Road in Seneca, chiropractic physician Seth Wilson offers chiropractic services to Seneca and the surrounding areas. For appointment information, their phone number is 417-776-4556 or discover more at facebook.com/Prairie Top Chiropractic. Prairie Top Chiropractic, where their slogan is Better Health, Better You.
People's Bank of Seneca. We care about your journey every step of the way. Since 1996, visit us in Joplin, Neosho, or Seneca. PeoplesBankOfSeneca.com. Member FDIC. Proud sponsor of area athletics. Let's score big together.
Hello, I'm Josh Dotson, a member of the Hollow Springs Church of Christ in Seneca, Missouri. I'm going to talk to you a moment about loneliness. It is a very deep ache that reaches down to the soul. But the Bible reminds us that we are truly never alone. From the beginning, God has told us that it is not good for man to be alone. And as a matter of fact, He shows us His intention is to have a relationship with Him and a relationship with others. That helps us to not be alone in this life. However, we still go through loneliness. Psalms chapter 34, verse 18 says, "The Lord is close to the brokenhearted, and He saves those who are crushed in the spirit." Jesus Himself, though, we understand, experienced loneliness in the Garden of Gethsemane. Remember, He was abandoned, and remember, He was also forsaken at the cross. So Jesus can deeply feel our pain. He understands the loneliness. But through Him, we are offered not only that comfort, but we're also offered a community, the body of Christ. So when we feel forgotten, when we feel that everything has come crushing down and we are lonely, remember God has told us in Hebrews chapter 13, verse 8, "I will never leave you and I will never forsake you." So let us hold on to the truth that in Christ Jesus, loneliness may visit, but it never has to be the final word. For KNEO Radio, I'm Josh Dotson.
Forbes asked, and the people answered. Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance is one of America's best insurance companies. Forbes recognizes what our customers have known for generations. We are committed to protecting families and the lives they've built. For auto, home, life, and business protection, call Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance. We've got Missouri covered.
The Roper Kia 4-State Sports Report will provide up-to-the-minute scores and highlights from around the 4 states. With ultimate local coverage from all your favorite teams. The Roper Kia 4-State Sports Report, weeknights at 6 and 10 p.m.
And we welcome you back to Wildcat Stadium here at the half. Seneca leading 14-7. Your halftime show sponsors, Prairie Top Chiropractic. And don't forget our other sponsors out there, Mid-American Specialty Markets, Missouri Farm Bureau agent Josh Dotson, Gas and Snack, Huddle Springs Church of Christ, 4-State Sports Report, Dairy Queen of Seneca, First Community Bank, and Neosho Chamber of Commerce. That first half took about 52 minutes, something like that. Coach, we tried to go to you a while ago. I don't know if you have your earbuds in now and can hear us, but your thoughts on that first half so far? Okay, we lost Coach once again. Maybe we'll find him before the second half starts, as Seneca will be receiving this second half kick. There's still a minute and a half on the clock before we get the second half kickoff. Miller and Haynes going to be back deep to receive. Seneca coming onto the field quickly as they've got plenty of time. Clay Davidson going to have to run up to the first line. Coach, do we have your earbuds back in now as we're getting ready to start action here in the second half? I want to get your thoughts real quick before we get this kickoff of that first half of play.
I don't know if you can hear me or not.
You
I think
can.
my
You're
batteries
good
are
now.
going dead again.
You're good now.
They are going dead, Coach, but go ahead, see if you can get in what you want.
Well, I mean, there's the second half. We just got to pinch down on defense on the inside. And on offensively, we're doing what we need to be doing. That last drive, we just kind of messed up a few plays on the offensive line. That's what I'm talking about, having to work together, being together, working together.
That was some different plays they ran out of their play. They tried to run that backside screen, hadn't ran that one yet. A couple pass incompletions. Probert's probably kicking himself. I need to get that ball out there a little bit further. Coach Hilburn, a few years ago when I was talking to him about how he has the quarterbacks throw, I think he calls them different numbers, how he wants the ball thrown, either a line drive, a little bit more loft, or
I don't know if Pendergraph is supposed to block that guy or supposed to let him go. If he tries to go up, I think Pendergraph is supposed to run him up, because if you block the guy on a screen pass, he's got time to read it and understand it's a screen.
Right.
Watch the onside kick.
I don't know.
Yeah, then watch the onside kick here to start the second half. Number 86 for Cassville, Noah Driscoll, the kicker, as he is a junior, 5'10", 155. He's got the go-ahead, and it's going to be a high end-over-end kick that Miller's going to watch go over his head and take a Wildcat roll into the end zone, be first down and 10 for Seneca.
Make sure you stay tuned after tonight's game for the Final Drive Scoreboard Show, sponsored by Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. Also, check out our live scoreboard during the game. Go to kneo.org/sports. Click on the scoreboard link to get the latest scores from games around the area as they're happening. Seth, this would be a very big drive for the Indians to come out and score on. Try and get a little bit of separation from this Nevada, from this Cassville team.
Receivers each side for Probert. Kai Adams into H-back. It's like they have a double tight formation. Or no, just one tight on the far side. Going to send Graham in motion. And we have a false start as Pendergraph came out of his three-point stance. Going to march him back 5 yards. The unfortunate thing is whenever you have your dad on the sideline as a coach, he's probably going to let you know about that. Coach had Hagan last year's grandson let him know about stuff. You got your son out there, I'm sure. Never easy playing for your parent
Or grandparent.
Or grandparent, that's for sure. So first down and 15 for Seneca. Graham to the near side. Jude King in tight on the near side as well. 2 receivers to the far side. No H-back this time. Waiting the snap. It's going to be the option play. Pitch is going to go to Miller. Miller gets upended immediately as the outside linebacker coming up to make the play. A loss in the play. The first negative play for the Indians on offense, and it comes here at the start of this third quarter. Ball placed at about the 12-yard line. So Seneca's lost 8 yards already here in this third quarter off penalties and a negative play.
Yeah, it looks like Sherwood may have missed a block there on the outside.
Trips to the near side this time with Haynes, Sherwood, and Wilson. Graham to the far side. No H back in once again for the Indians. Herbert awaiting the snap. Going to run the option play. Miller's going to take it. He's going to try to get to the outside. Roark eludes the block of Wilson, and then there's a penalty flag comes flying in the area of Wilson, so it may be a hold coming back against Seneca.
I don't understand how that's a hold because he let go.
Well, they have 2 penalty flags, so clearly they saw something we didn't see. Yeah, it looked like he let go, and Roark just got rid of Wilson and made that play.
I almost think you decline it because it wasn't a great play anyways. Make it third down.
It is declined. Third down and 18. All right, they're going to say the ball got up to the 15-yard line, so it's a gain of 3 on the play. So third down and 15 coming up as Miller only able to get just 3. Late substitution for Cassville. 11 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Trips to the near side. Blaze Graham to the far side. Probert awaiting the snap. Going to look to pass. It's a quarterback draw. He's going to run to the left side, and he runs into right in the back of Gentry Barnes, and it gets wrapped up this for a gain of 2. Quarterback draw play. That was the bread and butter last year for Seneca, and twice now Probert's only got about a couple yards on that. Big momentum shift here to start the second half as it's 4th down and 13.
Yeah, and I mean, Seneca was wanting to say there was a face mask there, but none given. 3 and out here to start second half for Seneca.
Back deep to receive is Mason Bryan. Jagger Wilson standing on his own 3-yard line. Good snap. Good kick by Wilson. Bryan's going to come up and field this one at about the 49-yard line. There's nowhere for him to, all kinds of green for him to run. It looked like Brant Laughlin may have been held by Roark, but no penalty flag thrown. And it's a great, great field position for Cassville at the 29-yard line with 10-11 to go here in the third quarter.
Yeah, I mean, Seth, you think about the momentum shift there. You go from, Seneca having first down and 10 at their own 20 because the ball got kicked into the end zone. Now Cassville has first and 10 at the 29. Special teams has been a factor here tonight.
Well, not just special teams, the penalties. That drive, false start, getting behind the chains before you even snap the ball to start the third quarter. And then you have another one, even though the play that got busted up on an option play. Wishbone formation behind Stearns. Stearns is going to take it himself to the right side and going to get brought down immediately. First guy there looked like Roman Miller and Blaze Graham.
Got a penalty flag on that far side.
Illegal
formation.
So that'll march him back 5 yards, make it first down and 15.
Because they didn't blow the play dead, it had to be one of their linemen lined up in the backfield.
Well, you get that quick up to the line, you don't know where you're at exactly because you don't have time to check. Checking in for Cassville is Brennison. Game sponsored tonight by Campbell Biddlecombe Funeral Home, the Big Nickel, Missouri Southern State University, Marine Center Incorporated, and Community Bank and Trust. Roark split out to the far side. 9:50 to go here in the third quarter. Seneca leading 14-7. Split back formation behind Stearns. Play action. Looking for the backside. He's got a man wide open as Brennison, and Brennison's going to be into the end zone for the touchdown. Busted coverage for Seneca, and Cassville is an extra point away from tying this up.
That's exactly what happened in the first half, Seth, as they leaked somebody out, and somebody got caught looking in the backfield.
And that's the same play, that almost similar play where they had the out route to Brennison earlier. So one play is a touchdown. Quick drive for Cassville, 9:39 on the clock. On to attempt the point after is Roark. Low snap, good hold. Kick is going to go through the uprights on a line drive kick, and we're all knotted up with 9:38 to go here in the third quarter on the KNEO and Seneca Indian Sports Network.
Proudly supporting the Seneca Indians is Doug's Body Works. Owned and operated by Doug Scribner, they offer a 24-hour wrecker service and specialize in auto body and frame repair. Doug's Body Works is located at 1008 Oneida in Seneca and is proud to serve the local area. 417-776-8611. Go Indians!
People's Bank of Seneca. We care about your journey every step of the way. Since 1996, visit us in Joplin, Neosho, or Seneca. PeoplesBankOfSeneca.com. Member FDIC. Proud sponsor of area athletics. Let's score big together.
And welcome back here as Seneca and Cassville are all knotted up here in the third quarter. They're already going. One play, 34 yards for Cassville. The punt for Seneca to start the third quarter. High kick that's going to bounce and go out of bounds at the 8-yard line. So it'll be first down and 10, Seneca at the 35.
Now let's see if Seneca can take advantage of that mistake by Cassville.
Game brought to you tonight by Newmac Electric, Prater's Pharmacy, Prolube Maintenance Center, Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, People's Bank of Seneca, Crowder College, Christian Healthcare Ministries, and the Seneca School District. First down and 10, Seneca. Ball placed at their own 35-yard line. So that drive before half that stalled out, unable to get a touchdown on that, and then your first drive here in the second half stalls out. You have to punt it away. But both times, penalties. Penalties were the big kicker for Seneca. They had a 3rd down and 1. Get a penalty, make it 3rd down and 6. Screenplay doesn't work out. Penalty here on an option play. Nobody sustaining blocks. There's things they got to clean up. Roman Miller going to make the first man miss. Still on his feet. Fighting for extra yards to the 40-yard line. Going to give us forward progress to the 41. The far side judge has him. A pickup of 6 on the play. 2nd down and 4.
Looks like they give him just the 40.
So the far side judge ran him in at the 40. Near side judge, 41. Near side judge him at the 40. And they mark it at the 40. So just a 5-yard pickup. 2nd down, 5 to go. Probert, toss play. Miller got blockers in front of him. Makes one man miss. Still on his feet, stumbling forward across to the 50-yard line to the 49. Pickup of 11 on the play. First down and 10.
Running to that left side, you have that lead blocker there in Kai Adams. He's able to clean out the linebacker. And Seth, we've talked about it. If he's able to make that safety miss, he could go for a long run.
First down and 10 for Seneca just across midfield. 2 receivers to the far side. Probert looking over to Coach Hilburn on the sideline. Miller going to take it to the right side this time, running it up the middle now, spinning out of contact, reaching forward. Going to have about 6 or 7 yards on the play. Forward progress takes him down to the 41. Gain of 8, 2nd down and 2.
These are just some tough yards that Miller's getting. He's taking hits and he's not going down on first contact because right now the only thing Seneca's been able to do is run the ball, but when they've been able to block wide, they've been able to get those big runs.
Probert going to take it this time. He's going to bounce to the left side. He's got an alleyway to run through. He's at the 35, 30, 25. Nobody's going to catch Brody. Probert, touchdown, Seneca Indians. Touchdown, Probert. Takes it in from 41 yards out, and the Indians regain the lead.
Those linebackers got caught in the mess down below, and Probert just bounces it to the outside, and he's too fast for anybody to catch.
Well, their DNs crashed down inside that time. Jude King ran him down inside, washed up the linebacker. Brody bounced it out. Nobody there. Safety went to the wrong spot, too. That safety's been making all the tackles. He ran inside. No there when Brody bounced it out.
Laughlin to hold. Crane the snap. High snap. And just barely able to kick it. And it's through the upright. 7:56 here in the third quarter. Seneca regains the lead 21-14 on the KNEO and Seneca Indian Sports Network.
Prater's Pharmacy in Seneca is a proud supporter of the Seneca Indians. The pharmacy is open from 9 to 5:30 Monday through Friday and from 9 to 1 on Saturday. They offer an automatic refill program and internet refill service online at praterspharmacy.com and through their mobile apps. They also have a drive-through window. Prater's Pharmacy at 1711 Cherokee in Seneca, 417-776-8701. Go Indians!
Seneca Indian Athletics is sponsored by Prairie Top Chiropractic. Located at 4556 Quince Road in Seneca, chiropractic physician Seth Wilson offers chiropractic services to Seneca and the surrounding areas. For appointment information, their phone number is 417-776-4556 or discover more at facebook.com/Prairie Top Chiropractic. Prairie Top Chiropractic, where their slogan is better health, better you.
And we'll welcome you back here as Seneca regains the lead on a very short drive. 65 yards, 4 plays, 1 minute, 42 seconds off the clock. That's the kind of football we're used to seeing from Seneca. They kind of got back in the rhythm. The guys were staying home on not jumping offside or anything like that, false starting, illegal formation. That was a good job, good drive by the Indians offense. Sherwood's going to have a short kick this time. That's going to be bouncing in front of Beebe, and Beebe's going to run into a couple different defenders. He's not going to go down without a fight, and finally brought down about the 25-yard line. But first down and 10.
That is the best job Seneca has done all night on kickoff special teams.
Yeah, 87. I don't remember his name right now.
For Seneca?
Yes.
Yeah, that's Dawson Manley.
Dawson Manley wrapped him up. They squeezed it down inside like they're supposed to. Dawson Manley wrapped him up.
Seneca Indian football brought to you tonight by Southwest Missouri Bank, Neosho Daily News, Doug's Body Works, Prairie Top Chiropractic, Cedar Lane Farm and Garden, Mid-America Specialty Markets, Missouri Farm Bureau Agent Josh Dotson, Gas and Snack, and Huddle Springs Church of Christ.
You got to watch those backs sneaking out.
Split back formation. Handoff's going to go to the second man through, and he's going to get driven backwards by Kai Adams and Roman Miller. It looks like maybe Miller and Adams ran into each other. They hit so hard. Adams a little bit slow to get up. They're going to say he got forward progress, maybe 1 yard on the play. I didn't see who ran the ball. Was that Brian or was that number 14, Coach? Or was it 6 or 14 that ran that one?
Man, it happened so quick, Seth. I was watching the offensive line. I was watching the defensive line, and they squeezed that down, kept them off the linebackers, and they made the tackle that time, just like it's supposed to be drawn up.
I'm going to give it to Brian on that one because I thought I saw Thompson downfield.
I was going to say, Seth, it's your pick on that one.
I mean, my stats aren't official anyway. It's going to be an inside handoff to Roark. Roark trying to get to the edge. He's going to get tripped up just a little bit by Blaze Graham. Good read by Graham to come up and make the play and trip Roark up, trying to get to the right edge. Ball spotted at the 31-yard line to pick up a 5, 3rd down and 4.
Yeah, a little misdirection that time, and Blaze Graham did a great job filling in from the safety coming downhill.
They may be trying to set something up with that inside handoff misdirection with Roark. Now they may come back with something else, the true play. Roark split out to the near side with Castleberry.
You got Sherwood and Wilson, and you saw Sherwood say, watch them trying to cross here on the
split back formation. Stern's going to roll out to his left. As Pendergraft's trying to get free, Stern's still looking deep downfield. He's going to throw it back across his body. It's complete, but he's going to be short of the line to gain at the 39-yard line. Pass is caught by number 6, Mason Bryan.
Gained what, maybe a yard or 2?
He's at the 34-yard line, so a gain of 3. So let's make it 4th down. Well,
it is 4th down. And
yeah, they're at the 34.
It sure looked like Pendergraft got held on the backside.
I know, I thought that too.
They are going for it here, guys, or at least trying to draw them off sides. This is a big play here for both teams.
Seneca got to stay at home. You got Hart G in there, first year starting on offense. Crane starting on offense. Got to stay at home, not jump off sides. Pendergraft almost jumped. Stearns trying to get his team lined up. Stearns going to drop back to pass. Throwing the quick out route. And it's going to be incomplete. It's going to be a turnover on downs as he was looking for the quick curl route to the far side to Roark. And Sherwood's there to break it up. Great play by the senior defensive back.
They also shot the gap, Coach. It looked like one of the linemen got in the quarterback's face to make him throw it low.
So Seneca will take over 1st down and 10 with 5:32 to go here in the 3rd quarter. First down and 10. This is their best field possession of the game at the 34.
And Seth, what do we always say after a turnover?
Go for the big play, or do you just drive it down their throat again? Probert going to run the option. Pitches to Miller. Miller's trying to get behind a block of Sherwood. He's going to dive and slide forward to about the 31-yard line to pick up a 3 for Miller on the play, a 2nd down and 7.
Yeah, sometimes you go for a shot, but the way that they've been running the ball, obviously that's not a bad play for the Indians. Evan at the Neosho Daily News, wish the Seneca Indians good luck. Let's go get that win. And to keep up on the latest Seneca broadcast ballgame schedule, be sure to like us on Facebook, facebook.com/KNEO Radio. Follow us on X at KNEO917 Sports.
Now that ball's on the short side of the field to the left side. See if they run the play. That's going to be Probert taking it, getting behind Miller's block as Miller pancakes someone. As there's a little bit of Sherwood and Roark having some exchanges out there, because if you remember 2 years ago, there were some extracurriculars between these two teams at Seneca. Ball placed at about the 26-yard line. So
Seneca going quick here, Seth, 3rd and short.
Pick up a 5 for Probert on that carry. Handoff, Miller right up the middle. Going to have enough for the first down. Stop the clocks momentarily because he looks like he's stretched out to about the 22.5-yard line. Enough for a first down.
Seth, while I have a moment, want to congratulate new head softball coach Cassidy Barclay. Picked up her first win in Seneca as they beat Aurora earlier today. 5-4, 4-3 was the final, then fell to Joplin.
4:10 to go here in the third quarter. Probert going to drop it off to Adams in the flat. And Adams gets upended hard as Sherwood had a tough time blocking Roark, and Adams is able to get off the turf quickly. But, man, he got kind of almost like a low and then a high at the same time. A rough hit there by Adams. He's able to get off the field.
Our first Seneca broadcast will be Tuesday afternoon as Seneca hosts Carthage. Softball team has a couple more games in the Aurora tournament tomorrow before returning home.
3-yard pass completion to Adams. He's going to take a breather on the sideline. Jude King in tight at the near side. Miller takes the handoff. He's got a little bit of green in front of him. Gets bottled up across the 15 to down to about the 12, I think is where they're going to mark as forward progress. So pickup of 7 on the play. He's going to be right at the yard to gain. I don't know if they're going to give it to him or not. Kevin Reinhardt's going to take a look.
Good job there on the replay. Good job on the replay there by Pendergraph and Renfro. Able to pick up a couple guys as this is going to be 3rd and short.
So they're going to say he just picked up 6 on that carry. 3rd down and short. Probert. Handoff. Miller dancing around. Going to fall forward and get the first down. Miller, you know he's got to be tired as he just hit the 20th carry on the night as his explosion through the first line's not quite as quick as what it was in that first half.
Well, Seth, I don't know for the first week of the season if you could have a better night for football. You know, it's not 90 degrees outside with a heat index of 100 here in last week of August. So, and this is something that I think Roman Miller has to get used to. He's going to be the workhorse for the Seneca team all year long.
2:45 to go in the third quarter. Wilson going to go in motion. Handoff's going to go to Wilson. Wilson's going to cut it upfield, get behind Miller's block. He's going to dance around, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Seneca Indians. Touchdown, Jagger Wilson, as he punches it in from 9 yards out. Great blocking downfield by Adams and Miller.
Yeah, you see there on the jet sweep, Adams able to pick somebody up. Roman Miller down there able to pick somebody up. And then Wilson able to carry a couple defenders into the end zone. And Seth, that 4th down stop is what was able to start this drive for the Indians.
A big momentum shift there. We thought Cassville was going to have all the momentum after they stopped Seneca on their first drive of the third quarter, and then they scored just one play later. High snap, Brant Laughlin able to get it down.
He actually fell.
Fell down, so it's no good. 27-14 is your score with 2:37 to go here in the third quarter. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
KNEO would like to thank the Big Nickel for sponsoring this portion of broadcasting on 91.7 FM. The Big Nickel is an advertising shopper for thousands of different items, from automobiles and livestock to help wanted and real estate. It covers a 70-mile radius in the 4-state area and is available in area businesses each week. Located at 1931 East 20th Street, Suite 103 in Joplin, Missouri. Their telephone number is 417-624-4100.
And we welcome you back here at Wildcat Stadium. Ben's catching me off guard with these quick coming back from commercial. I was trying to do some math over here, and he caught me off guard. So Seneca able to capitalize off the big 4th down stop from 34 yards out, a 7-play drive, 3 minutes, 5 seconds off the clock. Jagger Wilson takes it in on the jet sweep. Good blocking downfield by Miller, and Wilson able to dance around a little bit that last 5 yards, just making guys miss left and right, kind of like a pinball.
He also barreled over a couple guys into the end zone.
I missed that one. I guess I was blocked by a body.
You know, the jet sweep is designed to go outside, but Cassville saw the jet sweep, ran outside, and that's the reason Jagger cut it back inside. Nobody there.
And Miller had a good block there to lead him into the end zone.
BB's going to field this one at about the 17-yard line, trying to get to this near side. Stringing out is Ryder Owens, and Owens is just going to ride him out of bounds as BB's a strong little runner. And they're going to have him down inside the 30, I believe, be first down and 10 for Cassville.
And Seth, you know, these last couple of kickoffs, Seneca has done a much better job staying at home there in their lanes. You look, he wanted to, you know, they had the kickoff return to the right. He bounced all the way to the left, and you know who stayed home was Brant Laughlin there to help ride him out of bounds.
27, first down and 10 at the 27-yard line for Cassville. Game sponsors tonight, People's Bank of Seneca, Crowder College, Christian Healthcare Ministries, and the Seneca School District. Castleberry near side, Roark far side. Sherwood and Roark have been going at each other all night long on both sides of the ball. They seem to be matched up every single play. Laughlin talking to his interior guys, telling watch the play this way. Split backs behind Stearns. Stearns is going to give it to the first man through, and he's going to get upended by Blaze Graham. Penalty flag in the backfield as the ball carrier was Mason Bryan. Illegal procedure against Cassville, going to march him back 5 yards.
I was going to say, I think they were trying to blow that one dead early, so make it 1st and 15.
Yeah, I don't think they got set that time. That's the reason the head ref there had to throw the flag. They were going down. They were going down when the ball was snapped.
A lot of penalties here in the first week of football, probably all the way across Missouri. You're going to see a lot of penalties to start this 2025 season. First down and 15 for Cassville, 2:24 to go here in the third quarter. Game brought to you tonight by Campbell Biddlecombe Funeral Homes, the Big Nickel, Missouri Southern State University, Marine Center Incorporated, and Community Bank and Trust. Cassville a little bit slower this time coming out of the huddle. Double quarterback formation, offset. It's going to be Stearns taken to the near side. It's going to be a foot race to the outside. Probert's going to force him out of bounds. As they thought he went out of bounds, but Sherwood just going to hold on. Now there's a penalty flag that comes flying in late behind the play from Kevin Reinhardt at the 24-yard line as Renfro and Roark are back there talking to each other. And Kevin's going to look at the spot. The spot's at the 35. Where Stearns finally went out of bounds. They faked the inside play to Roark, and then Stearns kept it to the near side. They're going to wave off the flag. So the play is going to stand up to the 35-yard line, I believe it is.
And, Seth, there's that misdirection that you were talking about. You got everybody flowing to the right, the quarterback all by himself there on the left side, and Seneca almost got caught looking too much in the backfield.
So a 12-yard pickup for Stearns on that carry makes it 2nd down and 3. Now watch for them to go for the deep ball as Roark's lined up on a slot position this time instead of split out far. Split back formation behind Stearns. Stearns is going to give it to the first man through. He's got enough for the first down. Finally brought down by Brock Pendergraph and Brody Probert. Tristan Thompson able to pick up 5 yards on the play. We're nearing the end of the third quarter.
1:37.
Thompson, they're kind of splitting the carries evenly between most of the ball carriers. There's not a single ball carrier that has over 5 carries on the night, according to my numbers. My numbers are probably a little bit off because sometimes I get busy calling the game. First down and 10 for Cassville. Ball on their own 40-yard line. Seneca with the 4-man front. Quickly now to the line of scrimmage. They got a wing back, and there's a legal procedure from the far side judge this time, as they were trying to hand the ball off to Bryan.
Must have been an illegal snap, because it looked like everybody was set.
That's going to be a 5-yard penalty once again.
I almost wondered there, too. I mean, it looked like the quarterback's knee was down once he got the ball picked up, but it doesn't matter at that point.
Game brought to you tonight by Southwest Missouri Bank, Neosho Daily News, Doug's Body Works, Prairie Top Chiropractic, and Cedar Lane Farm and Garden.
And, Seth, like you said, Sherwood's just following Roark wherever he goes, it looks like.
Waiting for them to break the huddle. Now they're going to go double tight, double quarterback system. Stern's going to play action, looking downfield. He's got Aiden Crane in his face, and he's going to get brought down as, Rourke almost able to pull that one down, and then Haynes on top of the tip ball, almost able to grab it. Good pressure there by Pendergraft, and I believe Hartg was also, or Aiden Crane. I know his Hartg and Crane. Crane got to him first, forced him back inside, and there was a little bit of help there.
Yeah, like you said, good job to get pressure, and that's what we're talking about there, Seth. That's one of those misdirection plays, a halfback pass.
Well, that was just their quarterback. They had the 2 quarterback system in. It was just him rolling out, trying to find somebody.
Late, so not sub in, but late getting the call on, see if they're able to get the play off.
Castleberry split out to the far side this time. 5 seconds left on the play clock, 58 on the game clock. 2 seconds left, 1 second left, and there's going to be a timeout, I believe, that Coach Weldy is going to call. We'll step aside for 60 seconds. We'll be right back.
The Neosho Area Chamber of Commerce is an organization that exists to make Southwest Missouri a better place to live. That is why they are proud supporters of high school athletics. They understand that the life lessons learned from sporting competition teaches responsibility and discipline and makes our student athletes better citizens for tomorrow. Learn more about local area events online at neoshocc.com. Proud supporters of local school athletics.
Cedar Lane Farm and Garden at 143 Cherokee Avenue in Seneca is your local feed dealer and a supporter of Seneca Indian sports. Offering vet, livestock, and pet products, Cedar Lane also carries a full line of farm and garden supplies. For more information, contact Cedar Farm and Garden on Cherokee Avenue in Seneca today. The number is 417-776-8231. Open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. and Saturday, 8 a.m. through 2 p.m. for your convenience. Go Indians!
And we welcome back here. 58 seconds to go in the third quarter. Second down and 15 coming up for Cassville from their own 35-yard line. You know, I spoke too soon, guys. That first half went quick. This second half is dragging on. Wishbone, Stern's going to look to throw. Almost intercepted as Laughlin was trying to cut underneath the slant route looking for Bradison.
I'm not sure who Seneca was, but I don't think he was looking at the ball. He was just looking at the wide receiver.
Yeah, Brent Laughlin was there.
He had a beat on it. He was almost able to pick that one off. He jumped in front of the slant route. Sit that guy out wide, and Laughlin read it all the way. They had wishbone formation. They've had so many different formations, and kind of keeps you guessing on the defensive side. That's what they're hoping. It slows you down because you're trying to guess where the strong side's going to be, where this guy's going to be at.
You look at him go deep if he doesn't have safety help over the top.
So Rourke back into that slot position.
And Sherwood's on him.
Maybe running a crossing route. They're going to switch Blaze Grimm, put Grimm over there, but also watch somebody leaking out the backside. Stern's going to roll out to the right. He's got pressure in his face, steps up in the pocket. Hartg giving chase. Going to throw the deep ball, and that's going to be batted down. No penalty flag thrown because Sherwood went up. It looked like Rourke maybe held on to him and kept him from intercepting that ball.
Yeah. Well, I was just going to say, all the Cassville fans are mad, but it's the Cassville guy forcing the contact. You know, Sherwood is just as much eligible for that ball, so I don't know why they're mad when your guy is the one making that contact.
Well, a jump ball situation like that, it's kind of hard to see over there. I mean, we're definitely hard for us to see all the way over here. Back to punt is Colton Roark for Cassville. Seneca's got to get everybody matched up. Tristan Thompson checks in late for the Wildcats. He's going to be a blocker on this near side. Back deep to receive Hunter Haynes. Roark still waiting to snap. He snapped once, clapped once, looking for it. Haynes is going to let this one bounce at the 34, bounces right to him at the 24, makes one man miss, gives a stiff arm, gets a block from Sherwood, up the sideline, steps out of bounds right at midfield, and a little bit extra shoving on number 39 for Cassville as Haynes had stepped out of bounds a long time ago. Myers almost got a little 15 extra yards for Seneca.
But, Seth, ever since that first drive to start the second half, Seneca has done a much better job in limiting the big plays for this Cassville team.
They have, and they've done it with great pass defense downfield. They've done it stopping the run up front on the misdirections play.
And they're starting to get pressure on the quarterback is the other thing. They weren't getting that in the first half.
First down and 10 for Seneca. 2 receivers to the far side. Probert, low snap, going to throw the screen play to Sherwood. Sherwood makes the first man miss. Now he's got a little bit of room to work. Going to get across the 45 to the 47-yard line. Nice little screen pass there. A pickup of 4, second down and 6. And just trying to maybe ease the burden a little bit on Miller. carrying the ball. Miller's up to 21 carries on the night.
And Seth there, too. He also, you're kind of one-on-one in open space with your own defensive back. Did a good job of making him miss.
See if Seneca can get one more play off before the end of the third quarter. Toss play to Miller. Miller going to dance around a little bit. Lowers his shoulder at the first down marker. Get across midfield, across the 45 even, down to the 44. And that's going to do it for the third quarter play. Seneca leads this one 27-14. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
If you're a weekend warrior who likes to go, 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 don't let pain put the brakes on your pace. When you need help with an injury that keeps you from moving, you want an orthopedic team with a proven track record. Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine is nationally recognized and were recently named CareCheck's #1 hospital in the market and top 10% hospital in the state for hip fracture repair. Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, the experience you need to keep pace with life.
Mid-America Specialty Markets of Seneca is a supporter of the Seneca Indians, and they're proud to bring you today's game. They provide insurance services for the four-state area, including home, auto, life, and agribusiness. Located at 910 Washington Avenue in Seneca, they are licensed in Missouri, Oklahoma, Arkansas, and Kansas. Learn more today at midminsurance.com or call 417-451-9177. Mid-America Specialty Markets. Protecting your business and family is our specialty.
We get the fourth quarter started here in Cassville, Missouri. Seneca leading 27-14. As Cassville looks like they're subbed some guys out in the second level, trying to get some of their running backs some breather on the sideline. Receivers to each side. Haynes on the far side. Sherwood split out to the near side. Haynes really far split out to the far side as the ball's on the near hash. Probert's going to take it to the right side. He's across the 40. He's got a lane to run. He's at the 25-20, 15-10, 5. Touchdown, Seneca Indians. Touchdown, Brody Probert to start the fourth quarter. And apparently Probert ran that in 9 seconds. As you watch the replay, they're getting a couple good blocks.
Yeah, you had a couple of the linemen pick up the linebackers. Probert splits the safeties, and nobody's going to catch him as he dances into the end zone.
Well, you notice that comes from running outside, and all of a sudden Cassville goes flying outside. Brody Probert, they run own play up the middle. Brody Probert finds a hole.
See if Seneca goes for two
They
here.
are, Ben. Good job. You had that one called. Seneca had a little trouble with the snap on that last point after try. Double tight formation for the Indians. And it's going to be Probert just taking it, and he's going to get upended. It looks like he's going to be shy of the goal line. No word yet, and they're going to say he was shy. 11:51 to go here in the fourth quarter. Seneca leading 33-14 on the KNEO and Seneca Indian Sports Network.
Looking for a personal checking account with real rewards? Open a Community Choice checking account at First Community Bank and earn up to $200. Get $100 when you set up direct deposit and another $100 after just 15 debit card purchases. No monthly service fee, free online and mobile banking, and interest paid on your balance. Open your account today with just $50 and start enjoying the perks. Call 888-780-8391 or visit firstcommunity.net for details. First Community Bank, where community comes first. Member FDIC. See bank for complete details.
The Roper Kia 4-State Sports Report will provide up-to-the-minute scores and highlights from around the 4 states. With ultimate local coverage from all your favorite teams. The Roper Kia 4-State Sports Report, weeknights at 6 and 10 p.m.
11:51 to go here in this one. Seneca leading 33-14. Back deep to receive Beebe and Roark for the Wildcats. Sherwood's going to give a right leg kick to Beebe. He's going to field this at about the 14. Has a little bit of trouble with it. That's worked out great for him a while ago, and it does right here. As Sherwood's going to give chase to him, it's going to be a foot race down the sideline. Sherwood is not able to get him as Beebe takes this one back all the way.
And to Seth, I was just going to say, Seneca, I think, had 19 unanswered before that play. And once again, special teams cost the Indians there.
I don't know if we've seen any touchdowns or kickoffs return for a touchdown under Coach Hilburn's era. I honestly don't think we've seen that. Maybe one. I can't recall any.
I don't remember that either.
And the first half, he bobbled it. Go ahead, Coach.
All right, well, I got a feeling I know what we're going to practice next week.
A little bit of special teams.
And there may be some new guys that out there on that field next week as well.
Well, I think it may have been trying to get some of his guys a rest, a breather on kickoff, and I don't know. There's nobody was there to take him down. Good snap, good hold, and kick is good. 33-21, your score, 11:38 to go here in the fourth quarter. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
A sponsor of community broadcasting on KNEO, Southwest Missouri Bank in Neosho, serving the Neosho area from 2 locations. They offer personal banking services, including checking and savings accounts, home loans, and online banking. Learn more online at smbonline.com. Southwest Missouri Bank, an equal housing lender. Member FDIC, where their slogan is
Southwest Missouri Bank, we can do that.
And welcome back after the quick kickoff return for a touchdown by Cassville. Number 31, Camden Beebe, the junior, just gets that second level and there's nobody there. It's almost like the Seneca kickoff coverage team gets too deep and allows him to have a first through the line. He's gone.
And Seth, we talked off air about how we're expecting an onside kick. Seneca is expecting that as well. Because the ball, I was like, the ball was on the ground. Kind of funny. But Seneca has 9 of their 11 within 5 yards of that 10-yard line to gain.
Buffer zone, yeah. Hands team on, Jagger Wilson back deep as well as Hunter Haynes. We'll see what Coach Weldy elects to do. And they're going to kick it away as Wilson's going to field this at about the 12-yard line. And there's all kinds of Wildcat players right in front of him as Wilson loses a couple of them and jumps over the top of them, able to get about to the 19, first down and 10 for Seneca.
And Seth, there's been a lot of action here in the fourth quarter because then at Seneca score and then obviously the kickoff return.
Yeah, a lot of scoring here in the last few minutes. With 2:37 to go, Wilson took it in on a jet sweep. Then Seneca able to have a force Cassville to punt. Seneca had a 3-play drive, and then we had the kickoff return. So a lot of scoring here in the last 3 minutes of the game that we've seen. Probert going to hand it off. No, he's going to fake it and run to the right side. He makes a cut to the outside, getting behind Haynes' block. Finally going to be taken out of bounds. Run out of bounds at about the 40. Good run there by Probert to get a big chunky yardage on the first down play.
Well, now the problem is for this Cassville team is, Miller's been hammering him. Probert's still pretty fresh, and Probert's speed, nobody's able to catch him.
Probert up to 14 carries on the night.
And we talked how it was going to have to be a 2-headed monster for the Seneca team, and so far tonight it has.
2 receivers on the near side. Handoff's going to go to Miller. Gives a stutter step. Now he's going to go back to the right side. And he just lowers his shoulder, pick up about 4 on the play to the 44. As we see Landon Hughes kind of get rolled up with that play, he's able to hop off the bottom of the pile and get back to the huddle.
And Seth, we talked this Seneca team. It feels like they're wearing down this defense. This is where you want to see it. Just run it down their throat and take some time off the clock and end with a touchdown.
Just 1 minute gone here in the fourth quarter of play. Seneca leading 33-21. Probert going to take it to the left side. Kind of gets his foot tripped up and hops on 1 foot for a second. He's going to get right to midfield, and they'll mark him down at that place. So a pickup of 6 in the play. He's going to be a couple yards short.
But 3rd and short here for Seneca. This is where you can't kick yourself in the foot.
3rd down and 1 coming up for the Indians.
This is a big play here for both teams because Cassville could grab some momentum if they stop them.
Adams going to block for Miller. Miller going to bounce to the right. Miller makes one guy miss. Still on his feet to 40. Lowers his shoulder at that point, and he's going to just stretch out to the 39. Good run there by Miller. A good blocking downfield. That little counter step and back to the backside. It just worked out well for Miller, and he had Green in front of him for an 11-yard pickup.
I can't stress enough how well Jude King is blocking on the outside. The Cassville's DNs like to stick their nose on the inside. He's been hooking be able to bounce outside.
Trips to the near side this time as King checks out where they go with a no tight end formation. Looks like Blaze Graham on the far side. Probert is going to keep it himself. He's going to run into a defender from Cassville at the line of scrimmage. First guy there for Cassville, number 58, Ricky Norris. We've seen Norris hobble off a couple times, but he makes the play there against Probert, second down and 11, a loss of 1.
There, I almost wonder if there was kind of a missed handoff or if it was just an option play and he kept it because it was a little bit slow going there.
Sometimes those little delay plays like that work out really well. You see some of those plays, I'm going to play Madden, you see a halfback delay type of situation. Don't know if that was the play necessarily, but yeah, it was a little bit of a slow developer. Probert going to take the snap. Play fake to Miller. Going to go to the right side. Gets behind Graham's block. He's got enough for the first down as he gets across the 30 to about the 27-yard line. It's 13-yard pickup for Probert on that carry.
Once again, you get to that second and that third level, like you're seeing the linebackers get caught up in the middle. Probert able to bounce it to the outside, and there's nobody there for Cassville.
They're going to have him all the way down to the 25-yard line. I only had him at the 27. First down and 10, 9:07 to go here in the fourth quarter of play. Seneca leading 33-21. Haynes split out to the near side, Sherwood to the far side. Jude King in tight on this near side as well. Handoff's going to go to Miller. He's got pressure in his face. He's going to be brought down immediately as Haynes looks like he's cramping up. He's going to have to check out. A loss of maybe 1 in the play on Miller's carry. Back to the 26-yard line.
Right now, Seneca not having a ton of success up the middle. It's when they can bounce it to the outside because these linebackers, like Darryl has said all night long, they're shooting up the middle, and when you're able to bounce it, there's a whole lot of green.
I think they're just trying to keep him honest. You know, you run outside so much, they're going to start keying on that, and so they have to keep him honest. Every now and then, maybe run up the middle. Todd calling out who he's going to block. Probert's going to take it, and he's got a blitzing linebacker. Todd was calling out who he was going to block, and the guy ran right by him, so they got to clean that up as well. 2 busted plays, 2 plays in the backfield for Cassville, and Seneca's looking at a 3rd down and 12 situation at the 27. Big play coming up for the Indians offense. 7:52 to go.
Seneca going a little bit smaller here, getting Wilson, Haynes, and I can't see that final number that checked in, but they're going small with a 5 wide set here, it looks like.
Adams checks out, so no H-back in for the extra protection. Miller's going to have to pick up a block. 4-man front for Cassville. Haynes going to be on the near side. Going to fake the option, going to run the screen play out to Haynes. Haynes has got a block to the outside, pancake block, and it's going to be a holding penalty on Pendergraft as Haynes goes into the end zone for the touchdown. Not sure how that's a holding penalty as he just pancaked the guy. A pancake is not a holding penalty. Coach Ilburn last year had some discussions with the referees about our guys pancaking someone else. Just because you pancake someone doesn't mean it's a holding penalty. Maybe they're saying they took him, grabbed a hold of his jersey, and threw him to the ground, and maybe that's what they saw. That's why they called it. So the holding penalty drops him back 10 yards.
That should be 3rd and about 22.
Taking him all the way back to the 33-yard line. So just a loss of 6 on the play, 3rd down and 18.
I mean, Pendergraft did a good job on that block, and then Haynes beat somebody, but fortunately the penalty call hurts him.
Probert going to look to pass. Stepping up, he gets hit as he throws. That ball is just thrown up to grabs, and nobody's able to catch it. He took a shot on the backside. Coming in is the linebacker, defensive end, Zach Myers, and puts Probert down to the ground. Probert's lucky that one got away with no one running underneath it. 4th down, deep inside Cassville territory, probably going to be going for it at this situation.
I was going to say, I don't see Jagger Wilson out there to punt right now. So
they were maybe trying to get just a few chunk yardage, but, man, that defensive end came unblocked on this near side right to Probert's back. So offensive line's got to be able to pick him up.
We'll see if Seneca calls a timeout because they're getting this play in late with 10 seconds to go here, and there's your timeout.
We'll step aside for 60 seconds. We'll have the 4th down play right after this.
Huddle Springs Church of Christ is bringing you today's ball game. They're a family-friendly church located just a few miles outside Seneca at 19306 Huddle Springs Road. With Sunday morning and evening worship services as well as midweek services on Wednesdays, check out huddlespringschurchofchrist.org for more information about all the classes and fellowships they offer throughout the week. Huddle Springs Church of Christ, where they say, "We want to go to heaven with you." Marine Center Incorporated is a sponsor of Seneca Athletics. In business since 1979, they offer Mercury and Suzuki motors, along with low boats as well as boat repairs. Located at 4961 Highway 43 in Joplin, Missouri, open Monday through Friday 9 to 5, Saturday 9 to 12, and closed on Sunday. For more information, the phone number is 417-781-7450 or online at marinecenterjoplin.com. The Marine Center Incorporated, where the slogan is, your family boating headquarters.
Fourth down and long for Seneca. Probert going to drop back to pass. He's going to wind up and throw it deep downfield. Graham's open, and he's going to make the pull. Oh, it's going to be incomplete, but there's a pass interference penalty as there was face guarding. Got to turn around and find the receiver, and he did not do that because Graham had a chance to make a play on the ball.
It's not a first down, though. 15-yard penalty. It's 4th and 3, though.
That is correct.
But, again, he ran over the wide receiver without looking back. I think that's why the flag is thrown there.
You can face guard,
but you can't run through him.
You can't make contact with him.
He got there before the ball did.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what we're saying.
Too bad it's not a spot of the foul. It'd be first down and goal at about the 5.
But it should be 4th down and about 3.
So now it kind of gets you a little bit of wiggle room to be able to run the ball.
Yeah, exactly.
The ball's going to be sitting on about the 18-yard line. Cassville fans getting loud. 7 minutes to go in this one. Seneca leading by 12.
This is a big play for both teams, obviously.
Seneca's tried running inside a couple times, and it's not worked out as the last 2 plays have went for -1. Now they got a tight end. Now there's going to be a timeout on the sideline by Seneca. And we'll step aside for 60. We'll be back with the 4th down and 3 play after this.
Looking for a personal checking account with real rewards? Open a Community Choice checking account at First Community Bank and earn up to $200. Get $100 when you set up direct deposit and another $100 after just 15 debit card purchases. No monthly service fee, free online and mobile banking, and interest paid on your balance. Open your account today with just $50 and start enjoying the perks. Call 888-780-8391 or visit firstcommunity.net for details. First Community Bank, where community comes first. Member FDIC. See bank for complete details.
And we're back here in Cassville, Missouri. 7 minutes to go here in the 4th quarter. Seneca leading 33-21. This is a very hard-fought contest. We've reached 9:05. Again, I apologize for saying that first half went quick because there's still 7 minutes left in this one, and we've already eclipsed 1 hour in the second half.
Yeah, that's what you get for saying something goes quick, Seth. I think we've learned our lessons in years past about this.
No H back in this time. Probert going to root the run. He's going to pitch it to Miller. Miller's going to try to get to the outside. He's able to get enough for the first down at the 15-yard line. Just enough, I believe. He had to get to about the 15. I think he got inside the 15. His number 39, the Myers that was making the plays all over the place a while ago, cramping up. They're going to say Miller got inside the 15 down to, they still haven't spotted it.
About 13-yard line.
13-yard line, pick up a 5. First down 10, a fresh set of downs for the Indians.
That pass interference penalty is what allowed Seneca to be able to convert that.
Low snap. Probert's just going to get wrapped up and taken down. Renfro having a little bit of problem there. Maybe he was supposed to be kicking out and had a little bit of issues. Second down and about 12 to go. Loss of 2 on the play for the quarterback, Probert.
You know, for both teams, I think, you know, if you're Seneca, if you can score here, I think you feel pretty good about yourself. If you're Cassville, I think if you can stop them, you feel like you got all the momentum in the world and still have some time to get 2 touchdowns.
Trips to the near side this time with Sherwood, Wilson, and Haynes. Graham split out to the far side. No tight end for the Indians offense. Handoff's going to go to Miller. Miller's going to run to the right side, and there's just a mess of linemen from both sides. Miller able to get back to the original line of scrimmage, maybe 1 extra yard, as I think they have him down to the 13 or...
Got him at the 12-yard lines.
So,
Seth, just a gain of a yard. They ran zone this way, and we just couldn't. They didn't make an opening for him.
3-yard pickup for Miller in that play makes it 3rd down and 9. 5:40 to go in this one. Seneca going to be snapping the next ball under 5:30 in the game. 12 seconds left in the play clock. Trips to the near side. Probert going to run to the right side, getting behind Miller's block, going to dance around a little bit, cuts back inside off Graham's block. He's got enough for the first down. It's going to be 1st down and goal for the Indians inside the 5. So it's just a methodical drive right now for the Indians.
That's all you can ask for right now.
Coach, where do they have that one placed at down there? About
2-yard line.
2-yard line. So 10-yard pickup for Probert.
Good blocking on the outside. He had a lane on the inside. He kind of hit it late, but just 2 yards to go.
See if Kai Adams checks back in. He does. Last year we saw a lot of double H-back formation with Adams and Owens, and now it's just the single H-back with Adams. Low snap. Probert has a little bit of trouble with it. He's just going to pick up. Oh, he loses the ball. He loses the ball at the last second. He just tried to pick it up off the low snap, and he had nowhere to go with that one.
And that is Seneca's first turnover of the game. Cassville has had 1, maybe 2 on the night, and right now that's the difference in the contest.
1st down and goal at the 2, and Seneca turns it over.
And that really wasn't that bad a snap, I don't think.
He bobbled it. It was at his feet, so he was trying to get a hold of it, and then he got wrapped up. When he got wrapped up, I don't think he had a good grasp on it and broke free. So 1st down and 10 for Cassville at the 10. What do you do if you get a turnover? Do you go for the big play?
Well, if you're Cassville down 2 with 5 minutes to go, I think, watch the running back pass, have that 2-quarterback system in there.
Legal procedure once again because they weren't set. They come up to the line quickly, and their guy's not set on the far side.
And Seth, go ahead, Daryl.
Well, they're still trying to go down while they're snapping the ball. The quarterback's got to be a little bit more hesitant.
I don't know if I even want to count up how many penalties and tonight, because usually I try to do penalty yards, and I don't know if I want to do that at this point. There's been so many. Kind of uncharacteristic of both teams. 1st down and 15 at the 5 for Cassville.
Unless they went half the distance. It says 1st down and 14.
That doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Next one will be half the distance. One receiver split out to the near side. Wilson covering him up. 2-quarterback system, offset wing. And it's going to be the quarterback taking it right up, Mason Bryan taking it right up the middle. Kai Adams, Jace Renfro, and Probert taking him down, as well as Aiden Crane maybe gets to the 6-yard line. A pickup of 1 on the play, 2nd down and 14.
Seneca did a good job there of picking up the blockers, and you got to watch it because they faked that wide running back jet sweep.
4:30 to go here in this one. In Cassville, just kind of, I don't quite understand. They got their center on the ball, and then they just take off at the last second. Again, trying to mess you up. Pistol formation this time for Stearns. Stearns going to drop back to pass. Crane trying to give chase in the end zone. Stearns going to throw it back across his body, and it's caught by 18. That's Bradenson's he's just shy of the 1st down on the sliding catch. Threw back across his body to the 18. A pickup of 12, 3rd down and 2.
Yeah, you would think, Seth, now they are trying to go, well, I thought they were trying to go a little bit quicker. Down 2 scores.
Under 4 minutes.
And you don't have all your full allotment of timeouts either. They only have 2.
Rourke split out to the near side this time. And to the far side, I believe they got number 7, Cornell. Stearns going to give it to the first guy through. He's going to bounce around, and he's got a little bit of opening as BB. BB's going to go down the sideline. Sherwood's going to give chase. Probert's going to give chase. Probert's going to finally knock him out of bounds inside the 20-yard line. Aiden Crane was stood up right there. Could have reached out and made the play and just went right by him.
Yeah, he didn't know where the ball carrier was there, unfortunately.
Ball all the way down to about the 17-yard line. And BB right now, we talked about Roark being the guy, but BB's kind of been the hero for Cassville tonight. So they basically flipped the field from the 18 to the 18.
Good job there by Probert of catching him, because it looked like nobody was going to have a lane to catch him. And once again, they're getting out of this huddle pretty late.
2-quarterback system. It's going to be a fake inside handoff, and Stearns is going to get hit hard as Adams and Pendergraft run into each other. Adams gets off the ground a little bit slow, a little bit wobbly. He got hit hard with Pendergraft.
But there's that fake reverse and then the lone quarterback there, but a good job by Pendergraft and Adams to stay home.
Looks like he's at the 17-yard line, 2nd down and 9. Trying to keep the Seneca defense honest with Stearns carrying the ball. 3 minutes to go here in the 4th quarter. Bradenson going to be split out far side. To the near side's number 4, Moore. Wishbone formation behind Stearns. Stearns is going to run the option. He's going to take it and cut up the middle, and he's going to be hit hard by Roman Miller as well as Blaze Graham. Stearns able to get to about the 11-yard line. 2.5 minutes to go in this one. Clock still going. 6-yard pickup, 3rd down and 3.
But they are taking a ton of time off this clock.
Yeah, but you score right here, you kick the field goal, you're within 5. Or the point after, you're within 5.
Right, but you also need an onside kick is the other thing.
At this grass turf, anything can happen. We've seen it happen back in 2018, I believe it was, with Seneca getting 2 or 3 onside kicks in a row late in the game. Handoff's going to go to Thompson. He's going to dance around, and coming up to make the play is Probert. Probert sheds a blocker, but it's going to be 1st down and goal as they stop the clock momentarily at about the 5-yard line. Coach, you got a yard for me down there? It's right in front of you.
Oh, they're down at the 6-yard line. So just inside the 6. Call it 5.5.
5-yard pickup for Thompson. They're not running the clock yet. They should be running the clock right now, and they're not.
Yeah, I don't think he stepped out of bounds.
Well, they stop it momentarily because of the
first down.
They're going to say he's just shy. No signal yet.
They're saying he's short.
So 2nd down and goal. Ball placed probably at the 1-yard line. I didn't even see who they gave the ball off to. Probably number 5, Gautney. He gets 5 on the play. 2nd down and goal at the 1. 1:40 to go. 33-21, Seneca leading. BB's going to check back in, and Cassville is going to call a timeout with 1:34. We'll step aside with them.
A proud supporter of local high school athletics is Numac Electric. Serving Newton and McDonald County, they provide power for area homes and businesses and want to wish all the athletes much success throughout the season. For online bill pay and account information, the website is numac.com or 417-451-1515. Numac Electric, proudly serving Newton and McDonald County, where their slogan is your touchstone energy partner.
Crowder College, your future, our focus. At Crowder College, we have 6 convenient locations in Southwest Missouri and online programs to fit your needs. Flexible scheduling provides a pathway to a career or the opportunity to transfer to a 4-year university in a variety of programs. Cheer for the Rough Riders at athletic events. Use the Missouri A+ Scholarship Program for free tuition and common fees. At Crowder College, your future is our focus. Apply today at crowder.edu.
2nd down and goal at the 1-yard line for Cassville. 1:34 to go in the 4th quarter. Seneca leading 33-21. See if Seneca can come up with a stop here on 3 more plays. Cassville slowly to the line of scrimmage instead of quickly. Wishbone formation behind Stearns. Stearns going to turn around, hand it off to Roark. They say he got in there. Touchdown, Cassville with 1:30 to go here in the 4th quarter.
That does, though, Seth, with them scoring and having to take that time out, it's guaranteed that they're going to have to kick an onside kick because they can't kick it deep and get the ball back.
Crazy things have happened.
Yeah.
But, yes, onside kick is definitely a tricky thing down here. Back, like I mentioned, started to get into a while ago, 2019, 2018, we had 3 onside kick recoveries in a row, almost able to come back and win it. Good snap, good hold. Kick is going to go up, and it's blocked as Drew Sherwood has it come right down into his hands. 1:30 to go. Seneca leading 33-27 here on the KNEO and Seneca Indian Sports Network.
Missourians know we've got their back. For 75 years, they've turned to Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance for dependable, personalized life insurance coverage. That's 75 years protecting families and the lives they've built. For small-town values and big-time protection, call Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance. We've got Missouri covered.
Fourth quarter action here in Cassville, Missouri. 1:30 to go exactly. Seneca leading 33-27. Seneca going to bring out on the hands team.
Community Bank and Trust, proudly serving our customers for the past 140 years. You may visit their branch, 1102 South Cherokee, for all your banking needs. Member FDIC, equal housing lender, proud sponsor of the Seneca Indians. And obviously, we all know what's happening here with only one timeout. Cassville has to go for an onside kick.
Well, they're going to kick it this way. The coach said he was going to kick it to this near side towards Davidson, Graham, and Probert. And he's lining up like he's going to kick it that way as well.
I think you have to have at least 4 on each side. I think you got 6 on one and 5 on the other.
4 on the other side. Roar going to be attempting this onside kick for Cassville. And it's going to fall right into the hands of the Seneca up man. That's going to be Drew Sherwood. He just falls on top of it at the 50-yard line. Seneca will have it first down and 10.
And now you got to watch your snaps here if you're the Indians.
1:30 to go. Seneca basically just needs, Cassville's got what, 2 timeouts left, Ben?
1.
1 timeout left. Seneca's only got 1 timeout left as well. So
I mean, you can kneel down, but you have to watch the snap here and make sure it's a good snap.
Let's get a first down.
Yeah, Cassville going with a 3-man front, checking on late to the game as a player for the Wildcats. Low snap once again. Probert going to take it, run it to the right side. He's met immediately. Going to get to about to the 47. No timeout called yet. 3-yard pickup for Probert.
Snap will happen with inside 40 seconds, or inside 45 seconds. It'll be about 44 seconds on the snap, I believe. And that's if you wind it all the way down to 1 second. And I think they would have to call a timeout after this play to have any kind of opportunity.
Coming on to bring the play is Jagger Wilson. Sherwood to the near side. Wilson to the far side. Probert's going to take the snap, bobbles it again. Going to try to run to the right side. He's got a little bit of room there. Gets up to about the 42-yard line. I'm not sure if that ball is just very wet as Cassville calls a timeout with 37 seconds left. The ball is going to be placed at the 42, a big chunk of yardage there for Probert. 5-yard pickup.
But with no timeouts left for Cassville, this play will have the 25-second clock, but after that you'll have the 40-second play clock, so you can just take a knee here and the ball game will be over. But again, like I said, Seth, have to have a clean exchange.
Game brought to you tonight by Mid-America Specialty Markets, Missouri Farm Bureau agent Josh Dotson, Gas and Snack, Huddle Springs Church of Christ, Newmac Electric, Prater's Pharmacy, Prolude Maintenance Center, Freeman Orthopedics, and Sports Medicine. Also, 4-State Sports Report, Dairy Queen of Seneca, First Community Bank, and Neosho Chamber of Commerce. So Seneca looking at a 3rd down and 2 situation. I mean, they're lining up in victory formation. You see Jagger Wilson back deep on about the 45-yard line.
Yeah, you just have to have that clean exchange.
I mean, either way, you know, with the one timeout, it was just going to be either at some point you call your timeout, Seneca's going to kneel it down once or twice and the game's over. So Seneca looking at 37 seconds here left on the game clock. Victory formation. Probert's going to take the snap, and he's going to take a kneel down at the 46-yard line, and that will do it as they have 30 seconds left, and there's 35 seconds left on the play clock. Well, man, that was an exciting, intense game tonight in Cassville, Missouri. Seneca is going to come out on top of this one, move to 1-0 on the young season. 33-27 as there's 12 seconds. Players lining up to shake hands. Can't forget about these guys. They're in our district. Very tough opponent for sure. They'll be better. They may be back to full strength. I know they have a couple players not playing tonight, just Cassville. Seneca will improve. Cassville will improve. So there's a lot of season left to be played, and we'll talk about that more here in the postgame show. We're going to take a break. We come back, and we'll head into our postgame show here on the KNEO and Seneca Indian Sports Network.
Hi, I'm Pastor Rod Van Gorkum of First Baptist Church Seneca, and I would like to take a minute and share about grace. What is grace? Grace is when someone gives you something you don't deserve. See, I haven't done anything to deserve God's forgiveness, but He gives it by His grace. I haven't done anything to deserve God's love, but He gives it by His grace. I haven't done anything to deserve a bright future, but God gives away to me and to others by His grace. The Apostle Paul wrote in the book of Titus, chapter 2, verse 11, "For the grace of God hath appeared, bringing salvation to all men." Have you accepted God's gift of grace, His salvation through His Son, Jesus Christ? If not, please do. For the Bible says today is the day of salvation. For KNEO Radio, I'm Rod Van Gorkum.
Prater's Pharmacy in Seneca is a proud supporter of the Seneca Indians. The pharmacy is open from 9 to 5:30 Monday through Friday and from 9 to 1 on Saturday. They offer an automatic refill program and internet refill service online at praterspharmacy.com and through their mobile apps. They also have a drive-through window. Prater's Pharmacy at 1711 Cherokee in Seneca, 417-776-8701. Go Indians! The Seneca R7 School District is proud to support the student athletes and coaches competing in this game. High school activities help students learn life values such as hard work, dedication, and teamwork. The Seneca R7 School District is honored to serve such a great community and wants to thank all the Indian fans for their great support. The Seneca R7 School District. Tradition, pride, class.
A business impact partner of KNEO is ProLube Tire and Auto Center in Neosho. Serving the area since 2001, they're open Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. ProLube Tire and Auto Center offers tire and brake repair, as well as transmission service, front-end alignments, and more. Located at 1406 North Business 49 in Neosho. For more information, 417-221-6795 or online at proluberepair.com.
Seneca Indian Athletics is sponsored by Prairie Top Chiropractic. Located at 4556 Quince Road in Seneca, chiropractic physician Seth Wilson offers chiropractic services to Seneca and the surrounding areas. For appointment information, their phone number is 417-776-4556 or discover more at facebook.com/Prairie Top Chiropractic. Prairie Top Chiropractic, where their slogan is Better Health, Better You.
Proudly supporting the Seneca Indians is Doug's Body Works. Owned and operated by Doug Scribner, they offer a 24-hour wrecker service and specialize in auto body and frame repair. Doug's Body Works is located at 1008 Oneida in Seneca and is proud to serve the local area. 417-776-8611. Go Indians!
A proud backer of the Seneca Indians is Campbell Biddlecombe Funeral Home of Seneca. Located at 1101 Cherokee, they are honored to serve the area with traditional service options including church and graveside services. They also have prearranged funeral plans. For more information, the phone number for Funeral Director Mike Steele at Campbell Biddlecombe Funeral Home of Seneca is 417-776-2251 or online campbell-biddlecomefh.com.
Singing is my career and my calling, but I'm also a mother of 4.
And as entrepreneurs, we weigh the cost of every decision.
Medical bills are no longer a worry for our family, so I can focus on my calling.
And our family.
Joining Christian Healthcare Ministries was one of the best decisions we ever made. We're the Blair family, and this is our CHM story.
Choose your doctor without network restrictions, all at an affordable price. Enroll anytime at chministries.org/enroll.
Dairy Queen Grill and Chill in Seneca is the place to go before or after the game. Check out their amazing menu of fan-favorite blizzards like Oreo or cookie dough. Happy hour is daily from 2 to 5 p.m. That means everything you can drink from a straw is half price, excluding premium shakes. Don't forget to grab one of their $7 meal deals or their signature stack burgers and top it off with a Misty Slush. The Dairy Queen Grill and Chill in Seneca, located at 308 Washington, open daily from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. Proud to support the Seneca Indians.
When Marines stormed an insurgent safe house in Iraq, they found themselves trapped in a room with a live enemy grenade. In one incredible act of courage and love, their wounded sergeant tucked the grenade under his body and died so others could live. And there's someone who loves you like that. It's Jesus, God's Son, who took the full brunt of the punishment for your sin when he, in the Bible's words, carried our sins in his body on the tree. You need this love. You need the man who died in your place. We'll help you get started with him at 888-NEED-HIM.
And we welcome you back as Seneca with a 33-27 win here this evening over Cassville. We talked about how tight a contest we thought this would be, and it obviously was a very tight contest. And really the difference in the game, you think about it, were a couple of those turnovers. You know, Seneca turned Cassville over there in the end zone. If Cassville scores there, they potentially have the lead. I think that was late in the first half that Seneca was able to get that stop, and then down here Seneca was unable to get the ball in and turn the ball over as they turned the ball over on a 1st and goal from the 2-yard line. So really both teams turned the other ones over at the 1st and goal, 2nd and goal, whatever it was, and you're looking at a whole different ball game both ways because those were some momentum shifters.
Well, momentum shifters were there, yes, but the biggest thing to take away, I think, honestly, from both these teams is the number of penalties. The number of penalties that we saw tonight. I mean, I haven't even gotten to that point. I'm just trying to get the drives totaled up. I know Seneca, the second half, 15 minutes, 22nd time of possession in the second half. Their one drive that went 6 minutes, 40 seconds, like you mentioned, Ben, stalled out or turnover at the 2-yard line, a fumble, the only turnover of the night for the Indians. They forced one, so they were even on turnovers tonight. We've seen them go the other way, usually on their turnover count, been on the plus side of that, but tonight just didn't work out for them. And hats off to those guys, Probert, Miller, Adams, Renfro, Pendergraft, who else? Sherwood. All those guys going both ways, not able to take a breather here and there. They were just gassed towards the end of the game. You kind of saw instead of them getting 7-8 yards a carry, they were getting 3-4 yards. And, yes, Probert busted a couple of them here in the second half. One of them for 44 yards, and then another one I believe he went for 41 yards. By the end of the night, kind of wore on, but he was able to make that touchdown saving tackle on Beebe that he had a 64-yard carry, and Probert chased him down from behind.
If I remember correctly, well, I think they did eventually score on that drive, but there's a couple plays here and there as we get head coach Cody Hilburn in here. Seth, I don't know if you want to take another break or just go with Cody right away.
We'll take a break right here and let Coach settle in, let him sit down for a second. First time he sat down since probably 4 o'clock this afternoon. We'll take a break. We'll come right back.
Well, what kind of a man or woman should you be if you're going to be used of God?
Billy Graham.
The man God uses will have a love for his brothers and sisters in the ministry. Jesus said, "By this shall all men know that ye are my disciples, and that ye have love one to another. This is my commandment, that ye love one another as I have loved you." And then secondly, we're to serve one another. Jesus said, "Whosoever of you will be the chiefest shall be the servant of all." Our Lord washing the disciples' feet. We should be servants of one another. Thirdly, we're to be patient with each other. The servant of the Lord must not strive, but be gentle unto all men. Paul said in 1 Thessalonians 5, be patient with each other.
Patience, service, love. These are the qualities of a true servant of God. Learn more at findpeacewithgod.net. That's findpeacewithgod.net. We're the Billy Graham Evangelistic Association.
And we welcome you back to Wildcat Stadium here in Cassville, Missouri. I'm joined by the head coach of the Seneca Indians, Coach Cody Hilburn. First off, congratulations. Got the first one out of the way, got the victory. Talk a little bit about how you guys are feeling after this one tonight.
Oh, a lot of heads hanging, and we got to get stuff fixed. But, man, winning's hard. And we saw a very good Cassville team on film from their jamboree. It's the best Cassville team I've seen since I've been here in 5 years. And we saw that, and we tried to tell our kids that. And we were worried all week, with last year. We felt like teams kind of rolled over for us at times, and it's not going to happen. And we got a bullseye on our back, and we're everybody's Super Bowl right now. And we knew we were going to get their best, and we did. So tons of credit to Cassville. Had a great game plan, and I got to do a better job as a coach.
A lot of your guys playing both sides of the ball. You got your three in the backfield, Probert, Miller, and Adams playing both ways at linebacker, H-back, quarterback, running back, and then they turn around and play the linebacker in that second quarter. You got Renfro and Pendergraft playing your D-line, all over offensive line. Then a lot of guys in your secondary going both ways. You could kind of see them start to wear down a little bit as the game progressed. Instead of getting the 15, 14-yard carries, they turned out to be 2 or 3 yard carries. Where there's something that they changed up, or maybe the guys were just getting a little fatigued towards the end of the game.
No, I think the momentum shifted. I think we had a chance to put the game away when we scored, and then we gave up the kickoff return. I think we had them in a good spot. We finally had momentum. I felt like we had energy right there, and we let them slip back in it. As far as our guys going both ways, that's who we are. I mean, that's who we have to be. We don't have the luxury of two platooning, and we gotta, again, that falls on me. I got to get our guys in better condition, to get them ready to play on a Friday night.
Rushing seemed to be going really well for you tonight. Probert 219 yards unofficially, Miller 174 yards unofficially, kind of picking up where you guys left off. The rushing attack kind of sets the tone for the rest of the offense.
Yeah, they had a good game plan. I think they really tried to milk the clock on offense. They tried to run the play clock down inside of 10 and then go fast on their sugar huddle. So they limited our possessions in the first half. We only had 3 possessions. We scored on 2 of them, and we got some penalties on the third one and didn't convert. And so that was a really good game plan there. We can't force the issue, and they were playing their safeties extremely deep, trying to take away anything over the top. And I wanted to try to get an explosive play to get us going, but you can't force the issue. We had a chance on one that we had a drop on. But I've always said it's a numbers game for us, and if the box is right, we want to run the football, and the box was right all night, and for the most part, we did a decent job.
Well, I noticed you guys went a little bit more lighter package. A lot of times last year we saw with Ginger with more of a 2 tight ends or just single tight end. Tonight a lot more trips, a lot more single back. Is that just playing the numbers game where you like to see you guys have more guys in the box compared to them, trying to spread them out a little bit?
Yeah, in that look, we got a nice, what we call a clean box. It kind of made it easier. We had a brand new offensive line out there, so we were able to clean it up for them. But also, that's where we have a little bit of depth, is at that receiver position, and it allows us to get Kai off and get him a break. So just another personnel grouping right now that we need to get better in.
You talk about Kai getting off the field. That was one of the benefits that they were able to do. It seemed like they were subbing in a lot more guys against you guys, trying to keep their guys fresh, because you guys just kept Renfro and Hartgy and all those guys just kept hitting so hard. Hughes up front just over and over again. It kind of took their toll on the defensive line a little bit, kind of wore them down a little bit. They were subbing guys like crazy.
Yeah, they were able to. They started a 5 on their offensive line and 4 different ones on their defensive line. But, for us, we're in the best spot we've been in as well. Our whole strong side of our offensive line and our tight end's a one-way player right now. The only 2 guys we have going both ways are Jason Brock. So we're at the best we've been in that area as well, but we gotta get better. We gotta get tougher.
One guy that picked up tonight that Coach mentioned a couple times, how Jude King was taking the defensive end and washing him down like he was supposed to do, and kind of clearing out the outside, doing exactly what he's supposed to do. Maybe not necessarily the same shoe size as what Hagen Ginger was, but definitely filling his shoes as far as the physicality of the role up front that you need him to have at the tight end position.
Yeah, he did a great job. Jude's definitely an inline guy, an attached guy. Where Hagen, you can't replace Hagen with one guy. Very seldom do you have a tight end that you can attach him and him go to work in the box and then spread him out and use him 100 different ways. So we just got to be a little bit more creative in how we use our tight end this year. But Jude did a great job tonight.
And defensively, you guys really limited them to right around 100 yards outside the 64-yard explosive play that they had there in the fourth quarter, limiting their rushing attack when they like to be a run-first type of team. What's that say about how you guys played up front the first 2 levels?
Well, we weren't. I mean, I don't know what the numbers say. We weren't overly pleased, but what was tough for us tonight is you don't know what a team's going to do week one, and they don't show you that in the jamboree. So they had all kinds of wrinkles, but then they're going that fast huddle, and you have to get lined up. So it's tough to make the adjustment you necessarily want to play because in that first half we weren't getting lined up to anything. So we had to go more of a base front. We would have liked to have made an adjustment, and maybe we see them down the road again. We'll do a better job as coaches.
Well, districts got released this morning. Cassville in our district, pretty strong football club, like you said. Good chance that we might see them down the road in the playoffs.
Yeah, we knew. I mean, I'm telling you, that's a good football team, guys. That's a really good football team, and we're going to see more right in a row here. The schedule makers didn't do us any favors. We got our hands full, but that's a little adversity is good, and I wanted to see adversity tonight. We got plenty of it, so. I told them to show up Monday with thick skin. We don't normally watch a ton of film from the previous week. We pull out some clips, but we're going to settle in for a while, and our coaches are going to settle in for a while, probably tonight, and we're going to go to work on our end, and we're going to fix a lot of stuff on our end, and they're going to come in Monday, and we're going to get some stuff fixed.
Well, you talked about not knowing a team's tendency is going to be week one. You kind of don't know how your guys are going to react when they haven't played on a Friday night. Now you have the chance to see what they do and kind of fix those things going forward with that film session you're talking about.
Yeah, correct. I think across the nation and every level of football, you see the biggest change of football teams from week one to week two. Because you just don't know. And until they're pointed out on a Friday night, those mistakes, you're not sure yet. And now we have something, we have a template now, and we're going to go get it fixed.
All right, Coach, congratulations on your first one. We'll see you next week at Mount Vernon.
All right, thank you, guys.
Getting to heaven isn't just about putting enough good on one side of the scale to balance the bad on the other. It's about fulfilling a death penalty, the one we deserve for our rebellion against God. None of the great moralities or great religions can pay the death penalty for our sin. Only Jesus Christ's death on the cross can do that. You have to look to Him as the only one who can save you. To learn more, call 888-NEED-HIM. That's 888-NEED-HIM.
The Seneca R7 School District is proud to support the student athletes and coaches competing in this game. High school activities help students learn life values such as hard work, dedication, and teamwork. The Seneca R7 School District is honored to serve such a great community and wants to thank all the Indian fans for their great support. The Seneca R7 School District. Tradition, pride, class.
Crowder College, your future, our focus. At Crowder College, we have 6 convenient locations in Southwest Missouri and online programs to fit your needs. Flexible scheduling provides a pathway to a career or the opportunity to transfer to a 4-year university in a variety of programs. Cheer for the Rough Riders at athletic events. Use the Missouri A+ Scholarship Program for free tuition and common fees. At Crowder College, your future is our focus. Apply today at crowder.edu.
A sponsor of community broadcasting on KNEO, Southwest Missouri Bank and Neosho, serving the Neosho area from 2 locations. They offer personal banking services, including checking and savings accounts, home loans, and online banking. Learn more online at smbonline.com. Southwest Missouri Bank, an equal housing lender. Member FDIC, where their slogan is
Southwest Missouri Bank, we can do that.
2. And we welcome you back to Wildcat Stadium here in Cassville, Missouri. Again, your Indians victorious 33-27 over Cassville. Looking at some stats, Cassville tonight, Stearns looks like he completed about 6 out of 13 passes, 109 yards. I believe he had 2 touchdown passes, and he also had 1 interception thrown as well on the ground. For Stearns, 4 rushing attempts, 14 yards. Gautney, 4 rushing attempts, 24 yards. Bryan, for some reason, didn't add up his total there. Let me get that fixed real quick. So Stearns had 17, Gautney 14, Bryan had 24 yards, Roark had 23 yards on 5 attempts, Thompson had 4 carries, 22 yards, and Beebe had 2 carries, 62 yards, one of them being a 64-yarder. So that's kind of the chunk of their plays. Only 47 yards roughly, 43 yards roughly for Cassville on the ground tonight outside of the 1 big play. In the air, Bryan caught 1 pass for 3 yards. Roark had 2 receptions and a touchdown for 32 yards. Bradenson had 3 receptions for 74 yards and a score. So on the ground tonight for Cassville, 107 yards total, and through the air, 109 yards. For your Seneca Indians, Probert tonight was 4 of 7 for 16 yards. On the ground, Miller, 27 carries, 174 yards. Probert, 22 carries, 219 yards. Haynes had 1 carry for 6. Wilson had 1 carry for 9 yards on the score. Adams had 1 reception for 3 yards. Miller 1 reception. Sherwood 1 reception for 4 yards, and Wilson 1 reception for 9 yards. So 399 on the ground tonight for the Indians. 16 through the air, 415 total for the Indians tonight. We're going to step aside. When we come back, we'll have the Final Drive Scoreboard Show sponsored by Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine.
If you're a weekend warrior who likes to go, 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 don't let pain put the brakes on your pace. When you need help with an injury that keeps you from moving, you want an orthopedic team with a proven track record. Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine is nationally recognized and were recently named CareCheck's #1 hospital in the market and top 10% hospital in the state for hip fracture repair. Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, the experience you need to keep pace with life.
Welcome to the Final Drive Scoreboard Show on the KNEO Sports Network. The Final Drive Scoreboard Show is sponsored by Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, the official sports medicine provider for over 20 area high schools and colleges. See how one of their certified physicians, certified athletic trainers, or therapists can help you get back in the game. Now, let's go back live to the stadium for the Final Drive Scoreboard Show on the KNEO Sports Network.
And welcome into the Final Drive Scoreboard Show, sponsored by Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. Running through the Big 8 Conference first tonight. In the fourth quarter, Nevada 50, Monette 20. Nevada came out to a quick 33-0 lead over Monette, and then Monette's kind of climbed back into it, but still a 30-point game here in the fourth quarter. East Newton coming back over Springfield Catholic 20-17. That's a third quarter score. East Newton with 14 unanswered in the third quarter. Your final tonight, Seneca 33, Cassville 27, and McDonald County kind of pulling the upset 39-35 over Lamar.
Kind of interesting in that game, too. They were honoring Scott Bailey, renaming the field Scott Bailey Field down in Lamar. So kind of interesting, able to bounce against that momentum that they had and able to pull out the victory. In the COC, Neosho has a 38-23 lead over Glendale in the fourth quarter. Webb City skates by Lebanon 28-20. Carthage all over Waynesville 50-8. Joplin beats Kickapoo 31-7. Nixa over Republic 49-21. Nixa continues to prove that they're one of the top teams in the COC. And Ozark all over Willard 44-26.
Moving to the Ozark Mountain Conference, Osage clinging to a 1-point lead, 21-20 in the fourth quarter over Bolivar. Mountain home over West Plains, 21-17. That's in the third quarter. Harrison over Branson, 14-7 at the half. Kind of a shocker there. Harrison leading Branson. Branson's supposed to be have a better team this year. Logan Rogersville over Reed Spring at the half, 14-12, and Carl Junction defeating Capital City tonight, 35-21.
In the Mid Lakes, Ava over Buffalo, 37-14. That's a third quarter score. Clever over Miller, 20-7. That's a halftime score. Father Tolton over Forsyth, 20-0. That's a halftime score. A squeaker in Fairgrove. Fairgrove beats Mountain Grove, 29-28. And Liberty blanks Stratford, 48-0.
We'll take a break here. We'll come back. We'll wrap things up with the Final Drive Scoreboard Show, sponsored by Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine.
If you're a weekend warrior who likes to go, 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 don't let pain put the brakes on your pace. When you need help with an injury that keeps you from moving, you want an orthopedic team with a proven track record. Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine is nationally recognized and were recently named CareCheck's #1 hospital in the market and top 10% hospital in the state for hip fracture repair. Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, the experience you need to keep pace with life.
Welcome back to the Final Drive Scoreboard Show, sponsored by Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. In the Southwest Conference, Marionville over Stockton, 48-23. Ash Grove over Diamond, 34-0. Houston over Pierce City 42-20, and Sarcoxy over Skyline 27-19.
8-man scores here tonight. New Heights at the half was beating Rich Hill 30-22, and Lockwood beats Archie 38-36.
And wrapping things up over in Oklahoma, just one game tonight. Elkins over Miami 46-7. That's going to do it for the Final Drive Scoreboard Show, sponsored by Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. Special thank you to Landon Reiser, our cameraman this evening. We had a little issue getting going. We dropped the camera off the press box, but we were still able to bring the game to you tonight. Had a little bit of tripod issues tonight, but he did a great job for us, as always. Post-game show sponsors tonight, Crowder College and the Seneca School District. So for Landon Reiser, Daryl Harbaugh, Ben Wolcott, I'm Seth Wilson saying so long from Wildcat Stadium. Again, your Indians victorious 33-27. Join us next week as we'll be in Mount Vernon to take on the Mountaineers in Week 2 of the 2025 season for the Seneca Indian football team.
You've been listening to the Final Drive Scoreboard Show on the KNEO Sports Network. The Final Drive Scoreboard Show is sponsored by Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. See how one of their certified physicians, certified athletic trainers, or a therapist can help you get back in the game. Join us again after the game next week as we will once again bring you all the latest scores right here on the Final Drive Scoreboard Show, sponsored by Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. This has been a live production of KNEO Sports. This broadcast may not be reproduced or retransmitted without the express written consent of KNEO Sports Network. This has been a sporting outreach of KNEO Sports Network, reaching into communities to make a difference for eternity.